What's my character's name?
Oh. Not yet, not them just yet. Welcome to D&D. Episode 32 of Anvil the South.
So the final episode of the season.
It would be, yeah, actually. This is the culmination of an arc. The actions that the party has made in the past, sort of coming to get them. With the exception of Nasu and Dagamaris, who are just sort of here for the time being. For their own particular actions, Dagamaris wasn't a great person, but he didn't kill anybody, unlike Osiren and Vivian, who are feeling the repercussions of their actions in Kretala. Last session, the party exited the tomb of the Aralendi after defeating the matron mother that was found within, feeling triumphant and feeling good. Eupheme, Nasu, and Vivian were. Leaving the ruined city, one member less, Clink having lost his life within the ruins, they exited to find a bounty hunter waiting for them. Fought her, came unconscious, Eupheme stealing Clink's eternal soul and putting it into his bag. The bounty hunter offering to ferry him or call someone to ferry him anywhere that he wished. And that was the last we saw of Eupheme. The party then woke up in cages, discovering that Dagamaris and Osiren had also been captured. Osiren for his part in the Kretala uprising, and Dagamaris being tried posthumously for the crimes of his people thousands of years ago. They were then sent to a interesting Tumblr-esque dungeon, not the website, like Rock Tumbler, esque dungeon in which they stayed locked within, alone in solitary. They were removed. Dagamaris was pummeled by one of the High Elven guards, and they were put upon a circle where they are now being lifted to await their judgment. It is March 31st, 1528. As the lift rises, you watch as the guards step onto the platform as well, including the one that pummeled Dago, still eyeing him up and down, his face shrouded by the grated and cross-hatched helm of what appears to be the prison guard. You see the walls of the large cylinder slide by as you rise through it all, smooth with visible striations upon the white and black speckled stone. The guards stoic and barely moving as the movement of the lift continues, all staring at you from all around the platform. The lift travels up quite a ways, and you travel for about 8 minutes or so before you see the top approaching you. You begin to feel the blood pumping in your head and into your eardrums even louder now. All of you look at each other from around the circle, hands bound behind your backs, the culminations of actions done and actions not done. Nasu looks angry, not worried, head down, not making much eye contact, and actively struggling against the chains. Steam trickling off his head as he does so, and sweat wetting the back of his linen shirt. Dagamaris looks stoic, not mad. His platinum hair covering much of his face, and his left red eye piercing out into the circle, not really looking at anyone, as if in deep thought. His hair moves and shakes with the lift as his regained muscle mass remains relaxed within the bindings. Osiren looks put upon. A look of annoyance upon his face, but a look of rage boils within his eyes. His hand twitches in the shackles, and you can hear the liquid shaking around within the glass upon his hands. Vivian looks to have a mix of emotions smeared upon her visage, a mix of pure and unadulterated fear, and that of pure unbridled hatred, as she looks not at the party, but at the high elves surrounding you all. Though she gives glancing stares at both Dago, in which her face changes primarily to that of anger, and then to Osiren, where it switches to fear and sadness. Her body shakes and quivers, unable to contain the emotion boiling within her, though the exhaustion put upon all of you has given you many weak feelings in your knees as well. You now see the stone opening above you as well, sliding into the stone-like horizontal door as you approach. Eventually, the lift begins to shove your heads over the lip, allowing you to see the space where your trial will be taking place. You feel air shift as you enter into the space, drastically bigger than the one you were just within. Looking around you, you appear surrounded by the jagged bark of a stump, though the jagged bits of bark appear to stretch about 40 feet above you and are made of a diorite-esque stone. The ridge is identical to that of real wood and is sparkling with flecks of muscovite found within. The area is rather massive, 10,000 square feet at the least, and partially circular, though rough, not perfect. The only non-rounded area looks to be a portion that you look towards. You see an elegant rug of white, gold, green, and silver stretching out in front of you towards a large door very reminiscent of the ones you saw in the Underdark, about 100 feet from you. Long oval shape that comes to a point at the top with designs of vines upon the door in gold and the designs of roots emanating from the door itself and then dissipating into the stone. You look around and you see the bark dwindling in height as you look further behind you, eventually sinking into the edges of the stone. The space all around you stretches at least 200 feet in all directions. Nothing but polished stone tiles and emptiness to the edges of the area. However, as you look towards the back, where the bark recedes down into the stone, you see a massive open space in front of you, at least 200 feet wide, and opening to the absolutely titanic great tree of Terradocia. The branches each around 15 miles long, and each smaller branch a few miles in and of themselves. You see its leaves the size of cities and serrated much like the leaves you see upon the sprouts of Terradocia all around you. You see the deep ridges and gnarls in the bark, thick as the crust of Adamos, and the ridges as deep as oceans. You see clouds mingling within its branches, colliding with the leaves and splitting, making sudden bouts of rain for the areas below as the entire tree's canopy covers much of this area, though doesn't quite reach where you are, a testament to how large the sprouts of the Terradocia forest are. The tree dwarfs the size of the peaks of Arantuk's spine, reaching 30 miles at least and exploding into a gorgeous mass of leaves and branches many thousands of square miles in area. The tree makes the keep look insignificant, though its majesty puts into perspective how much the elves revere trees, even the Aralendi, it seems. It appears as well that whatever place this is, it appears to be built right at the edge of a root of Terradocia as well, the top of its massive form just barely peeking above the stone where you are, stretching out from the tree. However, in this gap in the stone on either side of you, just at the cusp of the gap, rows of benches carved into the stone, protruding not too far from you. Diagonally to the left and right, about 30 feet above you and about 50 feet away, connected by an arched outward stone platform that appears to have a podium at the center. There appears to be many tens of people sat upon the benches, mostly high elven, though you see that 4 humans appear to be sat upon the left rows of the intricate stone benches, all wearing the same regalia as for Servius. Some of the archmages of the Dragon's Council are in attendance. Along with them, you see Vidar in the rightmost benches surrounded by incredibly opulently dressed high elves, some more militaristic as Vidar is, and others very much not dressed in flowing robes and fashioned with many pounds of finery, as opposed to the militaristic mithril armor of the Tel'Dorai. Vidar stands out among them, his regalia imposing but his gaze even more so, burning into your soul as he bites his left knuckle and furrows his brow, looking down on you above the ridge of his nose as he does so. If all of you want to make a perception check to see who's in the crowd, or if you can determine anyone in the crowd.
What are the rolls going to be like? Oh, yeah.
Oh, a lot more than that. I'm like cut off halfway.
That's probably good.
Okay. Natural 20.
No shit.
Yep, 22.
Good
total.
shit. Good shit. What are we
No
doing?
shit.
Perception?
Is it daylight?
10? Yes.
16.
So you'd also have disadvantage, just so you're aware, because it's daylight.
Sorry.
We're all
Thank you for
exhausted
reminding me.
anyways.
Yeah, so you'd have disadvantage
wow,
anyway because of the
jeez.
exhaustion. Yeah.
8.
Exhaustion. 19. Or no, fuck, that was my first roll. 9.
Okay.
We don't do shit.
16.
16. Dagamoris. And you rolled a 10?
6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you roll?
9.
9.
Oh,
16.
8. Sorry.
So 16.
Where now?
You see what appears to be 4 archmages of the Dragon's Council. You see for Servius, his short, waved hair precisely cut, and his golden brown eyes staring down at you, all with a certain sadness within them. You see the same woman as before sitting next to him. Oh, wait, no, not as before, because you didn't tell him about it. You see a woman sitting next to him. A woman with light brown skin and slightly kinky and wavy, thick, bountiful hair that erupts from her head and falls to her shoulders like a waterfall. Her eyes are a mix of green and gray, and her eyelashes protrude far from her eyes. Her skin is filled with freckles, and her features are soft. You know not of what mage this is, but she sits right next to Servius. You see the archmage you all saw, with the exception of Nasu, at Glaucon's side, as you gave him the shard infamously. An old man with extremely pale complexion and an exquisitely carved beard that is cut close to his face. He appears to be thinning greatly atop his head, but sports a wispy mess that barely covers his scalp like a crown. His face is wrinkled and old underneath deep blue eyes that sag just a bit. He looks like he would have been rather attractive in his day. The hint of a strong jaw and cheekbones still exist under aged skin. He looks intense, stoic, and a bit stern. The last you see is someone you have yet to meet. A middle-aged man, you'd guess in his late 40s, possibly early 50s, clean-shaven and strange-looking. His face is skinny and long, getting a bit wider at the top as well, with protruding brow ridges and bushy eyebrows upon them. His mouth looks slightly pursed and to the side, with moderately sized lips. His cheeks are gaunt, and his eyes are large and steely blue. His nose is a bit large and crooked, and his hair is that of a bowl cut, choppy at the ends and shaggy. On the right side, you see an elf with hair black as pitch that runs down their face, straight as silk. Sorry, this is on the left side with the archmages. Straight as silk and sheens almost as one. His face is extremely angular and a bit long, though it appears to be proportional. His cheeks are rounded and a bit protruding over only slightly gaunt cheeks. His chin is fashioned with a defined dimple and protrudes a bit far from the face. His eyes gleam with an incredibly bright green underneath trimmed jet black eyebrows. His lips are slightly thin and his jaw is somewhat defined. He wears a black and red Gothic tuxedo coat, unbuttoned at the top with no undershirt. His pants are immaculately tailored and somewhat tight. You also see a woman, extremely thin and wearing an incredibly tight ponytail. Her hair is a deep auburn color and her complexion is starkly pale. Blindingly so, and covered with orange freckles. Her makeup is done in such a way that it makes her lips look pursed tightly, though this is but an illusion and her lips are actually rather large. Her eyebrows are as burnished as her hair, and her eyes are 2 separate colors, one green and the other a deep orange. She wears a dress that billows at the bottom, reminiscent of a Victorian dress, though it looks to be very lightly cream-colored and fashioned with many different designs within the many layers of the dress. Her torso looks cinched tightly with a corset, and she sits up with immaculate posture. You also see a half-elven individual, though he looks rather 3/4 elven rather than half. He has a bald head and a very dark complexion. His features are a bit larger and his eyes are a burning pink coloration with trimmed eyebrows and a small scar on his left cheek. He wears an ornate gold and blue, partially leather, partially fine cloth, and partially metal, multi-tiered suit with a ruff that explodes up and around his bald head and just underneath his high elven ears that stand straight up. The last person you see of note is another male elf, one with a much sharper face than the others, with eyes that slant a bit more as well. Their hair is done in a ponytail similar to Vidar's, as the remaining hair falls upon his shoulders, though he has 2 bits of hair falling in arches across the front of his face from either temple. His face is incredibly symmetrical, and he is one of the few elves you see with facial hair. a messy tuft upon his chin, and a mustache. His eyes are an intense brown, and he wears a very finely tailored robe that looks rather simple, a white cloth that bundles near the neck and folds at the torso. If you guys want to see what the other panel holds, I will allow you to make another perception check. There are a lot of important people here.
You don't say. Perception.
Yeah.
15.
15.
10.
14.
11.
11, what'd you roll?
10.
Okay.
15.
Oh,
whisper?
No fucking way. Plug your damn ears, Tristan. Plug your
I
ears.
can't hear him.
This person must be real important.
I ruined myself.
I don't know. Must be more important than the people I saw.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Okay. On the right, you see Vidar near the left edge of the space. The same regalia you saw previously, his large sand-filled pauldrons held aloft by the elves, the same cloak and tabard, and the same rage in his old elven eyes. Other than Vidar, you see a few other militaristic-looking elves as well. The first that catches your eye is a woman with coarse black hair chopped at the shoulders and slanted eyes similar to the elf you saw on the left. However, her face has been marred with a rather large scar that emanates from the left corner of her mouth and travels out into her cheek like a river. Her nose is small and her eyes are rather large, though they look stern beneath bushy eyebrows and above a chapped set of moderately sized lips. She wears regalia exactly as Phalis did. Tilderai elite armaments, large pauldrons rest upon her broad shoulders, thick cloth hanging from each of them from a golden branch erupting from their top, the sigil of Tilia Mondelitas embroidered within them, and a loose tabard hanging from her mithril-laden torso. The second you see is a rather large elven man. His face is blocky and his skin an olive complexion. His jaw protrudes far from his face, but features that are rather androgynous. He wears a black steel chevron armor that appears to round out at the shoulders and slither down the arms and legs. He looks a bit more bulky than that of any other elf you've seen, Dago excluded, and their tabard seems to be a dark purple with a white trim and a crimson sigil in the form of a lit stick of incense, smoke trailing from its tip, though their tabards look to be lined with a very thick material, making it poof out significantly. He appears incredibly tall, and his his hair is slicked back very intricately. You recognize the tabard from Asheron. You also see, next to Vidar, is a high elf with slicked back blonde hair that travels to his shoulders around. His face is a bit pinched around his nose, which sports a prominent and straight bridge just below judgmental and slightly wrinkled eyes. He wears a red robe trimmed in black with puffy undershirts with elegant ruffs sprouting from his chest, along with fine jewelry that he wears around his neck. You recognize him from pictures you saw in Cretala. This is Baron Galathar Cineros, the supposed dead Baron of trade and the entire reason you were in the situation you were in. The last you see is a slightly blue-tinted skinned high elf with a stark white beard that covers much of his chin but secedes from his face at the cheeks, creating spikes of fur that shoot up the backs of his jaw. The beard is completed by a mustache that shoots out and then down, also stark white. His face is old, very old for an elf, wrinkles upon his upper cheeks and underneath his eyes that are consumed by a deep green glow that emanates from his sockets. His hair is long and braided with rings of inscribed wooden bands. This hair appears to be slightly tinted bluish white. He appears to be wearing a bland, light brown earthen-colored robe covering only the left shoulder and draping down upon his torso and lower legs. Around his waist appears to be a muted green band of cloth, and upon their left shoulder, where the robe meets the new cloth, a large wooden clasp keeps the robe secure, a symbol carved upon it, and at this point you can see it. a massive claw piercing Adamos with sprouts of vines and trees exploding from the ground it pierces. Upon his head looks to be horns of wood wrapped around the back of their head and underneath their jaws, clasping at their chin, the horns protruding into the sky. Upon the horns, moss appears to be growing in abundance, and vines stretch and grow in between them naturally. The elf looks to be rather large in size, broad shoulders and thicker arms. Osiron remembers this regalia from guarding of the roots of Terradocia. And if he is here, you would assume he's an archdruid. The rest appear to be soldiers of the Tel'Dorai, and a few soldiers from Ashram. However, though this strained bit of construction and the people upon it was seemingly no way up underneath the platform that connects the two, far beyond and through the empty space of stone that exists past this, you see a large throne. About 250 feet away from you, built upon a peninsula that stretches out from the space and guarded by two immensely well-armored elven figures wielding tall and exquisite spears made from what you'd assume to be not mithril, but adamantine, by the subtle green glow of their metal. The peninsula resembles a branch erupting from the space, made uniform and flat upon its top and winding gently, decorated with long stone smaller branches that erupt upon its 20-foot wide sides before reaching the throne itself that sits upon the precipice of this design, and juxtaposed by the great tree of Terradocia before it. The throne looks to be woven, like a wicker chair, though vastly more intricate and melded with the same diorite that you see all around you. The base of it, the foundation, looks to be stone, and then it slowly turns into a woven, almost straw-like material with gnarly arms that look to resemble that of branches, though very much in a specific style of wicker. The back looks to explode to about 15 feet in width, and is cross-hatched design that appears to hold 6 large sapphires within a few of its diamond-shaped openings. The top is frayed purposefully, looking like a field of straw in the light of a sunset. Upon the throne you see the Queen, Queen Verasula Dwamdon. She appears to wear multiple layers of fine, thick white and gold cloaks that hang from the throne, with multiple tiered leggings and a drape that covers the upper half of her torso. Though you can't see her final details from here, what is visible, just barely, is the size of her hair. A massive afro that spans out from her head about a foot, and what appears to be braids on the right side of her temple that arch about halfway in some sort of design. Again, not visible from here. This is the Queen's throne room and the court that shall sentence you. You notice now that all around the periphery of the space, 200 feet or so out, there are the same adamantine spear-wielding and extravagant guards all around the perimeter. 10s of them, possibly 20 on each side of you and on either side of the door. You hear a voice boom out from the back of the space, the Queen. The court of Terradocia has gathered. The rumblings will be silent. And everyone, the murmurs die down. This day is one of perpetuity, a day of justice. Many months ago, September 25th, 1527 to be exact, a commander of the Tel'Dorai led his soldiers down into the depths of chaos itself, down below the vile city of Kretala, and unknowingly to his slaughter. 3 of these before you are being tried for the brutal killing of 62 Tel'Dorai soldiers. Their scribe, Yumi Versali, and their commander, Phalis Demir. One kneels before you, awaiting the judgment of his people's sins, Dagomaris Skur, self-proclaimed Prince of the Drow and posthumous bearer of the crimes they have committed upon the very soul of Adamos. You are all the court that shall reside over this trial. The trial of the Kretala uprising and the second attempt at the coming of the first age of humanity. In the shadow of life and death, upon the grounds of the Guardian, Enorum Telgeaz Athfarantuk. She then quiets, and Vidar steps up to the podium. Cretelar has ever been a festering pit. So we are fools to believe there were no tricks up the sleeves of those that reside within it. And tricks there certainly were. An entirely secret city, hidden for untold millennia from the prying eyes of the elves, and filled to the brim with the tainted power of the Lord of Chaos himself, Balanzar. And this was no accident, to be sure. Statues of massive scale built into the stonework of this place, and the repugnant black speech scrawled into each and every inch of it. And yet, the only reason we know such things is due to the insurmountable bravery of many fallen Tel'Dorai and their leaders, Phalis Demir and Yumi Vasali. All of which was slaughtered by this drowned necromancer, her human pet, and her gun-toting bodyguard. These three vile creatures have walked freely since that day, no doubt feeling themselves to be justified in their actions. After all, what evils have we high elves committed? We have just been privy to such atrocities, such as having kept them safe with the dwarves from the evil of the spine, protected them from evils abroad, the ever-present threat of Tiamat and her vicious and mutilated brood, and sheltered them even from their own misdeeds. But lo, their reasoning for their hatred boils down to this: we have been rude, dismissive maybe, and oh so heinously callous towards the plight of humanity, taxed them and been unforgiving, given them roads, a uniting currency, peace, and access to the goods of the elves. Thus Phalis deserved death, for he was not cordial enough. He did not smile as the human might have liked. Yumi Vasali deserved his fate as he did not say please. And he did not fall on his knees and kiss the drow's hand in reverence for her necromantic might. You, court of Cretelar, will hear the defense of maddened creatures, corrupted by the powers that made them and those that twisted their people. You will hear fallacy after fallacy and lie after lie in an attempt to sway you to feel sorry for them. Feel not sorry for these murderous monstrosities, for Phalis could have spat upon their faces and still would not deserve the fate that they brought upon his head. For no child of life has the absolute right to take a life. They have acted far above the law of Varantuk and the elves for far too long, acting as judge, jury, and execution all the while, leaving a wake of death and destruction in their wake, all while playing the supposed victim of it all. Court of Cretelar, let Varantuk's wisdom flow through you. Let Mot's comfort wash over you as you deliver a swift and just verdict. Allow the spirit of Mahas to course through you, allowing you to release your rage, your anger, and your contempt for these villains. Gaze upon them with the vision of Bahamut himself. See justice be done. But most importantly, allow your minds to be weighed upon the scales of Nemesis. Give Phalis Demir, Yumi Velasi, and their honorable Tel'Dorai the retribution they so desperately deserve. Please, now, bring forth the Red One. He'll be the first to give his testimony. The vicious and dull bodyguard of the Drow. Yet another slave under the toe of a vicious dominion and murderer of Tel'Dorian soldiers within Cretelar. Nasu, two of the elves that surround you all come to your back and grasp you by the elbows, dragging you forward and throwing you to the center of the space. You fall on your right shoulder hard, feeling a piercing sensation in your ribs, and you hear a loud, booming voice come out. Vidar! They are not guilty yet, and you shall not treat them as such! Looking up, you see a slightly bluish-skinned high elf standing and staring menacingly at Vidar, who after a brief pause sits down once more. You feel the space under you shift as the center of the main circle rises above the rest of it, and the chains at your back seem to magnetize to the ground slightly, forcing you to a kneeling position and addressing the court. Speak. Give your testimony.
Right. Well, as far as you told me, y'all were looking for a gunslinger with the tail. I'm not entirely sure where you're getting your information from, but I can assure you that if you asked them a second time, they would tell you that that particular gunslinger was a tabaxi. Whereas I am not of feline nature. And I can see that you all are well aware what a tabaxi is. The particular one was a Canaan, was his name. I don't know his last. I have never been to Kretala. You said the incident occurred on what date again?
September 25th.
Of the previous year?
Yes.
I would have still been in the Sun of Realms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I was living in the fire district at the time. I would have still been there.
Do you have anyone to corroborate that story?
There's a dwarf. Works at the docks.
And we will get right on that. Is that your testimony? Is that you were not there? And yet we find you with the exact people that we are looking for. You wield a gun, just as they say, and you have a tail. But your testimony is simply, I was not there.
I was not a Kretala.
I am a cat. I have no reports of a tabaxi. I have reports of a tail.
Oh, isn't that just my most unfortunate coincidence?
You see, Court, how easy it is for a drow to manipulate someone of such low standing, such low mental capacity. This is who killed the Teldurai? This is who stands against the Hyles and works for these two? Your testimony is over. And Vidar stands at the podium, looking back momentarily at the elf that confronted him previously. Bring him back carefully so that the druid doesn't have his feelings hurt. Now, from this next person, you'll hear the testimony from the necromancer's lapdog, a human that has evaded us for far too long and carried with him on his way to his family's manor some interesting items that will be discussed once we hear his testimony. Remember, all of you, that this man murdered members of the Teldurai. There is no doubt this occurred. Think of this more as easing your mind by allowing him to speak his piece, much the opposite of what he offered the many elves he killed within Kretala. Now, bring him forward. Brings a human forward, and again, two elves pick you up, and you see Vidar raise a hand slightly as they set you down at the center, and again it raises, and you dragged forward. You look up, Vidar looks annoyed, and a few others appear to lean in to hear what you have to say. You see some look curious, others disgusted, and some even, including the bluish-skinned elf, look to be somewhat worried or saddened as you raise on the platform. Give your testimony.
Firstly, my name is Osiren Eldir Grenmore, of the Grenmore family. Not but Ash now, as I'm sure you know. I am not and will not be seen as some follower of Vivian. For the matter of the fact, I did cross swords with Faelist. I crossed swords with a few elves. Though I did not strike him down, I was fighting with the people who did. For my own means. There's no excuse for this. I don't want pity. I did what I thought had to be done. But I will say that before going down into that terrible fucking city, I had no idea what evils lie in the past. You elves get very upset. You elves look down on us for the things that we might have done in the past, or might have been done in the past. But what you don't understand is that our ignorance gives us no way to defend ourselves against the beguiling forces of a titan. So yes, I went down. We were asked to find the hideout of humanity's call. When we went down, we were commissioned to do a job for them. So we did. And the city just kept going deeper and deeper until the iconography on the walls was just screaming at us. I saw his fucking eyes slide back and forth and felt his gaze upon me. If I would have known, if I would have had any idea, I think things would have been different. But it is your magnanimous force that keeps us oh so ignorant and oh so protected. I did not feel protected. If you wish to be this high and mighty force upon us, then you have to actually destroy the evils, or you should just tell us and let us fight for ourselves. So yes, you were rude to us. I saw humans being corralled and taken away. I saw storefronts destroyed. I saw humans harassed, and I did not know. And so when I met Phalis on the battlefield, I did not see a friend. I did not think, oh, this is someone I can talk with. This is someone who I can tell that we're actually working for you right now. No, I did not see that. I saw my life was in danger, and I wanted to get out. And so I fought. What do you all want from us? Do you want us to just stay quiet while you harass us? Not fall to the vices of things that we don't even fucking know about? Is that what you want? Or do you want to stop the evil that is creeping upon us? Have you seen the scar? Have you seen what terrible power the people who actually subscribe to that fucking Titan hold? If you really wish to destroy them, then you will inform those of us who can actually fight against it before they fall to their ignorance. I said my piece, but I will say one thing more. I'm sure you found a lot of things on my person. What may have gone unnoticed was a small talisman of Kepri that I found deep in the city of Kretala, hidden. Some ancient human, some human of the past, worshipped this creature in secret under the gaze of Balanzar. And if that doesn't tell you that there's more to this blind rage and damnable hatred that you have, if that doesn't tell you that, then I don't know what could. You all are creating your enemies as we speak with your ire. That is all.
Vidar stands, strutting to the podium and leaning upon it. Make a persuasion check.
Disadvantage?
I'll say with advantage, just clean.
What?
Because exhaustion in this instance is just tired. I'm not going to have persuasion be an issue for you guys. But again, as I was telling them, persuasion checks are going to be very limited, as I want it to be up to you guys.
Where is Euphem when you need him? 13.
13? Okay. You see some of them. Others, such as the Teldorai, unfazed. Vidar, such dogmatism this human has. Osiren Grenmore, as he wishes us to call him. I have no issue calling him his name. I will touch on all of your opening statements, as will some of my compatriots, I'm sure. But I wish to hear all of your arguments first. You will now hear the testimony of a drow necromancer. The fact that we are even gracing this filth with the opportunity to speak in our city, in front of the tree of life itself, is testament enough to the fact that we are not the villains as the human wishes us to paint us as. A necromancer so near the birthplace of life. Poetic, if it were not so blasphemous. Such beings should be slain before their eyes even gaze upon the great tree. But I digress. The villain is on trial for the practice of necromancy. Her affiliation was the ally of the Titanic Cascade and the goddess of pain, torture, and destruction, as is indicative by her massive scar of a symbol upon her back, and for the murder of dozens of Teldorian soldiers within the secret city underneath Kretala. Please bring her forward. Vidar sits back down, and you are put in the center. Again, all of them sort of leaning in, specifically the high elf, the druid with blue-tinted skin, leans forward. Well, what do you have to say?
I don't have as good of reason as Osiren for what happened down there. And Nasu, like he said, wasn't there. It was a tabaxi named Kennen, and he didn't want to do...
This is your testimony.
I know. When we all went down, we did not know what we would find. I helped kill Yumi, and I slaughtered dozens of high elves. And I have an explanation, but I will explain, but I know already that what happened is deserving of the utmost punishment. I came out of the Underdark 9 months ago now. And my memories had been wiped. I later came to understand that they were locked behind 10 layers of a curse. I knew my name, and I knew my magic, and I did not know anything else of the world. At the beginning, I was doing what I thought I had to do to survive. I was trying to find my master, or anybody who knew me, or any place I could go that I could belong. but I didn't know the full extent of what I was until we got to Heimdall's and I was unmasked and then had to run for my life. My excuse stands for my early months, but there did come a time where I chose to continue to use my magic, thinking that I was doing so to survive. But I was very angry because I didn't think that the way I had been treated, it was very fair, because I was just trying to find my way home, and I didn't know any of these things. I don't have any memories of how I got the scar on my back. All I remember of the drow and being thrown into a pit with dozens of others. By the time I got to Kretzela, I was so alone and so angry with everyone, and it wasn't fair, but I was. And we got down there, and the creatures we saw called me sister and asked me to fight with them, and were using my magic, and I felt so relieved that I had finally found somebody that didn't want to kill me on sight. That it didn't matter who we were fighting. I just let all of my anger out on the Tel'Dorai. On my anger at Dagamaris. On my anger at Glaucon and at Glorbax. At the time I thought I was justified. And I wasn't going to let go of my magic because it was the only thing that tied me to whatever person had taught me how to use it, but I've come to realize recently that in doing what I thought I had to survive, I made it impossible for me to live. I met someone who I care for very deeply. And he was going to teach me divination magic. And I was going to help him complete his goals, and he would help me complete mine. And I realized that the only thing necromancy has done for me is push everyone away who wanted to help. And force me, not force, guide me to step on the bodies of those I allowed to die to achieve my own goals. I didn't know the extent of my transgressions against the realms and magic itself and life itself until I had already done so much harm that it was hard to imagine a chance at redemption or forgiveness. I'm sorry. I know I deserve to die. But I can't yet. My friend is still lost in wanted to do one good thing with my life. I just wanted to save him. And then I was going to take care of myself for you. But I couldn't even succeed with that one thing.
Is that your testimony?
Yes.
Pull her away. Her testimony was admitting that she killed Sitodorai. Isn't it interesting? It matters not what your justifications were.
I know. I just wanted to say.
I am not done talking. Vidar stands once more, strutting back to the podium, his cloak dragging behind him as he does so, and his tabard flowing in the slight breeze. He readjusts his large pauldrons, and then stands there for a moment, looking down at all of you. Bodric Ferservius is called to testify now. Ferservius looks. His eyes squint at Vidar momentarily. What is the meaning of this, Vidar? Vidar gestures to the podium.
Oh shit.
You see the Archmage stare back at Vidar for a long moment before placing his right hand upon his robe and walking down the small aisle between the raised tier of benches. You watch as the podium and the ground he stands upon detaches like liquid from the bridge and floats 10 feet towards you. Facing towards the court and now hovering 40 feet in front of you and 20 feet above you. His bands floating in the wind. Looking at the Archmages, they all look worried. With the exception of the older gentleman who looks very subtly angry. His brow furrowed and his nostrils flared just a bit. If you want to make an insight check, you can.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
No. Again, I'm not going to count exhaustion for this.
Natty 20.
Nice.
Oh.
That's
That's bad.
it would be bad. It would be better if I didn't have a -2.
He appears to be looking at Vidar, not Ferservius, in his anger. Vidar, not caring. So, Archmage Baldric Ferservius, ever an ally of this group, yes? But not of an ally of the clerics of Colonel M. What happened to the cleric? And why was the Ring of the Elven Hand not informed of necromancy being done in the capital city of the dwarves? And where is he now? The dwarf is being re-educated underneath the Grand Chapel of Bahamut for his crimes against life and his use of necromancy. I was not aware that the Ring of the Elven Hand cared about each and every necromancer that we found. Well, that is so interesting. I did not realize that the Tower of the Seven Sages were the protectors of life and the guardians of Arantuk. You go too far past your own powers for service. And it is stretched on for far too long. But, I digress. You did not inform us until I personally saw them in Colonel M that there were 2 drow walking among us. And what of these events of Heimdallr that I have just heard about? What exactly happens there? How many exactly were killed? And why was Dagomoris left alive? To what ends? And what of the human Titus Mirkwood and his connection to radical anti-elven sentiment rising within the South? The number of killed was 10 city guards, all human. 8 by the human Titus Mirkwood, who was acquitted unanimously by a jury in Heimdall soon afterwards, and 2 by the changeling known as Faye. Dagomoris was left alive in pursuit of eventual peace with the Wood Elves. He was to act as an olive branch in talks to open the borders of Andorran once more, and would be a puppet of the kingdom in his ruling of the Drow that had taken refuge in the forest's enchanted domain. He wasn't killed due to his claim he was a prince of the Drow, despite how ridiculous that may have sounded. His weapon was that of incredible quality and not one of a slave, so he took a chance. I exercised what I believed to be my best judgment. In excluding the elves, I was under the impression you would all disagree and kill him before gaining anything from him. No progress can be made that way, Vidar. I know not of the deeds of Titus Markwood. Past his trial in Heimdall, I was under the impression he was the foreman of Wells. That is the extent of my knowledge. Well, isn't that interesting? You see, I have been occupying Heimdall for quite some time now. And the interesting thing about this is that I have heard numerous reports of a gargantuan bear attacking my Teldorai, and an outfit in which we have tortured many of them and discovered that they follow Titus Mirkwood and one Leo Red. I am surprised that an archmage of, the silly divination, the magic of knowledge, knows so little, because you are lying. And what is this quest into the spine for Servius? What was Vivian's goal? And why was she not killed? Why was the Ring of the Elven Hand not informed of her doings? Again, I can understand to a certain degree Dagomoris, but Vivian, you will be very hard-pressed to sell me on. She was in pursuit of a man who had taken a citizen of Colonel M hostage. A dwarf, so you do not care, Vidar. One Hector Dollhouse, supposedly a former archaeologist and a student of the Tower of the Seven Sages. I was informed you already knew of Vivian's presence in Colonel M, and would ask me, Fairstock or the Stone Lord himself, where her whereabouts were if you so desired, and not on a trial months afterwards. Well, that is interesting. I did see her, and I almost didn't believe it. Seeing a drow, and this being in the protected library of the dwarves. That is interesting, to say the very least. But what was most interesting is that she said that Glaucon knew her and knew that she was there. Now this is where it gets truly intriguing. Osiren, step forward once more. Please bring him forward. And the elves bring him forward. Osiren, why don't you tell me why you were in Kretla?
Can I insight check?
Whom?
I would like to insight check Glaucon.
Glaucon's not there.
Wait, oh no. Oh, I thought he was there.
He's not there. Glaucon is not there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I must have misheard that. Because that's why I didn't mention it before. I'd like to insight check the Archmage.
Baldric, you can't see his face.
No. The one who was just talking. Sorry, I can't remember his
Vidar?
name.
Vidar?
No.
There are no other archmages talking. It's Baldric for Servius and Vidar Learhost.
Baldric for Servius, yeah.
You can't see his face.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like shaking. I believe in you.
You do see for Servius's fists clench behind him, and the other archmages.
Everyone just is like, no.
Oh my god, are you doing this?
Your boy has nothing
No
to say.
fucking way. Oh, buddy.
Oh, I thought you were gone.
No.
We are oh so very small when it comes to the players that are involved in these monumentous occasions.
Did not need such pontification, Osiren. I asked you a question.
We were traveling north to the
Yes.
Central Realms.
That is why. So you
And
stopped
we
in
needed to
Katola.
stop for food. It's
Wait.
exactly as we told the elven man when we first arrived.
Make a deception check. With disadvantage.
That is what we said.
We said that, yeah. It's consistent, but it is a
We
lie.
did go to stop for food. You said,
Yeah,
No,
but
but
you
that's
didn't
not
go-
why
That's not
you were
why
in
we went to
Kretala.
Kretala.
well,
we stopped for food, went down and underground. Town.
no,
Fucking
that's
food's
not
down
true.
on the
Wait, hold
ground.
on.
No, you went there for
gave us-
food,
No, but you
and
gave
then
us the option to go to the trees or to try this fun city. And we went to the fun city, and it just happened that the shard was there. We had no idea that the shard was
but
there
you
until
were
we were
ordered.
already
Okay,
there.
so I'll say with advantage then, since there is you are stretching
Nice.
the truth.
Good one.
But that means it's a flower. No, I'll give you full advantage.
Holy shit!
Oh
Holy
my god!
Let's go.
This is a big shit roll.
Nice.
A wolf. That is a 24.
Well, let's look up Vidar's.
Shut up. Shut up,
He has a
Vidar.
passive insight of 20
Shit.
and a plus 10 to insight.
Fuck.
Plus, plus 10.
27.
Ooh.
You roll.
Cunt. Cunt.
Well.
I can't roll higher than that.
It's impossible.
Was that a natural 20?
No. I rolled
Oh.
an 18.
You can't roll
Well, then
higher
you
than a
can.
27.
Oh, yeah.
No,
But if you rolled a
But
natural
if it was,
20,
yeah.
then yeah.
But I was just, yeah.
Well.
You can't bank on a natural 20.
Baldric. That is it. I'm through with you. I've gotten all that I need from you, and I think everyone here can agree that possibly it is time to look back at the extent of the Dragon's Council's power. And Baldric comes back. The podium which he stands travels back to the stone, hovering the bridge that connects the two panels of the court. As soon as the stone of the podium melds with the bridge, Ferservius briskly steps to the bench where he previously sat. He maintains his posture as he sits calmly next to the older gentleman once more. They say nothing, and they sit in silence. Vidar then walks back to the podium, leaning once more upon it with his cloak now billowing in the wind that has picked up. The sound of the gargantuan leaves rustling above you, filling the air, and the chilled central wind whistles through the open space. Nosu, we have heard your testimony. Now please, come forward once more and explain to me in the court, if you were not there, why are you traveling with such cretins in the first place? Please give your statements. Give your closing statements. But first, may I ask, did you see her commit necromancy? And did you see that she was drunk?
She was the first drow I'd ever seen.
Answers the first question. Did you see her commit necromancy?
When?
At all?
Which time? Which time, bitch?
Did you?
After
Simple yes or no.
I had, okay, yeah.
Oh, and yet you did not immediately tell the Hyles, the dwarves. No one
Okay,
was told.
I'm sorry.
I did not tell you to speak.
Yes, you did. You told me to keep my clothes.
But then I started talking. You know your place. You did not immediately come to people with this information. You continued to travel with her. You gained things from her even. We found enchanted guns in your possession. Armor, items, trinkets. You made out very well on her coattails, with the bones of everyone else traveling underneath them, and you thought nothing of it because you are the gold in your grubby hands. The poor, poor person from the fire district of Tristfall, finally getting their hands on a taste of the high life. And so you ignored all of this for your own personal gain, and you know what? I think I can speak for everyone in the court. That I do not care if you are not the person I am looking for, then it is serendipitous that I find you as well.
So then you admit that y'all are not for justice.
No, I am, but killing you would be justice. Even if you are the wrong person that I was originally looking for, you are a bad person. Nasu, did I tell you to speak? You are worms, willing to throw everyone beneath your feet just for the sparkling of gold.
I am a bad person. I killed my mentor in the fire district.
Nice.
And so I ran. I was in the fire district at the time of Katoa. At the time that
Does this have anything to do with anything?
Yes, because I met Vivian and Osiris after Katoa.
Okay.
And then we moved
So you say.
northward.
So you say. Again, this is all uncorroborated. And yet, still, you have done crimes heinous enough to try you even if you were not in Kretala, aiding and abating a fugitive. With willful knowledge of necromancy. Did she
Sure.
not tell you that they were wanted in Kretala?
No.
Deception check. Because
They told me they
did.
went to Kretala.
And they told you that she did some crazy shit. And Osiris did as well. So make a deception check. Flat.
$18.
12 insight. I'm not going to use this passive insight because I think that's cheating. Okay. That doesn't matter.
I'm from the fire districts. I don't know about magic.
Another poor person from the fire district. The world will miss your future inventions, your future contributions to society. Oh, wait. They will miss none of that.
Then why don't you just go and wipe out all the fire districts right now?
I'm sure there are plenty of people that are good in the fire district. You happen to not be one of them. You may leave and sit back down with your compatriots. Osiris, please come forward once more. Osiris, what would have brought you to believe you were in any way justified for your actions? What led you to believe your feelings were more important than the lives of all that you stole? And most importantly, what did Glaucon promise for this treachery?
I'm sorry?
You heard me. These mages are nothing. They are pawns of a blue dragon. A vicious blue dragon who wishes nothing but his own ends. And you know, pawns or soldiers threatened by his might Who could blame someone for following the orders of an ancient blue dragon? Perhaps I look more fondly upon them than people who would justify murder from rudeness, or your history being shrouded from you. I think even with your history being shrouded from you, one look at Balanzar, and anybody with a brain or a soul could see that he is possibly not the best deity. I think knowing why he is that way is inconsequential. And you can argue with me all you want, but I think that it is pretty clear when something is evil, especially if something is murdering or keeping things alive for 5,000 years, turning them into monsters, morphing their skulls and flesh, eating each other. I don't know, maybe the Grenwals weren't that smart. And you cannot see what is right in front of your face.
I did raise my blade against them as well.
I don't care.
But
You raised your blade
the
against the
interesting
Tel'Dorai.
thing is I did not see a difference between the two of you.
Then you are
Both
blind.
filled with rage, hate from years long past.
Hate. Did Phalis look upon you, Vivian, with hate? Did he not give you an option, or did he strike you down immediately? Because that was not what was in Yumi's books. Were you not given the option?
I was.
You were! Did you give the Tel'Dorai an option?
No
Did you
options
speak
on
to
the
them?
battlefield?
Oh, the battlefield that was created by what? What were you battling for?
I was battling for my fucking life.
Yes? Oh? And who's threatening that? Who put you in that situation? Was it the Tel'Dorai? Or was it the beast that lay beneath? Was it Glaucon?
It was everyone.
And I'll ask you again, what did Glaucon promise you for this treachery?
Oh my god, dude. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look at it up to the stars, dude. Oh shit.
We, this all started when we gave the shard.
Servius stands. Wait! The queen. Silence, mage.
Oh my fuck!
Servius.
Oh my god.
No. Shit.
Oh my god.
Go for it.
You see for Servius. Fire. Vidar. Hand on both blades. The older mage. Sit down, Servius. He sits down. Continue, O Siren.
To two very rude elven Tel'Dorai. We were immediately rebuffed for this action, and we were told that Glaucon wished to have the item.
The shard. Was it in the shape of a green dagger?
Yes.
Say no more. You went to create a law, as once you got there, you heard of this shard that Glaucon had told you to get. And so you stayed and you investigated further, am I correct?
That is correct.
That is a shard of Chromis. Yes. The Tel'Dorai sent word of a human and a tabaxi, giving them the shard. That was you. Therefore, Nasu, you were not at Kretala. for you. Very interesting. Truth. Truth is a beautiful thing, is it not? Shed lights on so many things. Thank you, O Siren. That will be...
You asked me what he
accounted
promised.
Yes, what did he promise?
Firstly, it was my life. It's in danger most of the time, actually. Second was information on what happened to my family, which is the closest thing to my heart.
Did you get everything? And did you get any of that? Of course you did not. You may sit back down. Thank you so much, Osiren. Instrumental in history.
Oh.
Vivian!
Oh, fuck my life.
No defense is great enough. The poison of your evil goddess flows through you too briskly.
I have no dealings with Loaf. I have none. The person I was before might have, but I was cast into a pit. I have no dealings with Loaf.
I would know.
I did not speak to you yet. I would think that a male drow would know his place. Loath overwhelms your senses, drives you to violence. You molest the very essence of our being with your magics, and you use wild excuses for your treachery. You care for somebody. You will be put to death tomorrow. That is the end of it. The day grows old, and our queen is weary. We will depart and continue the trial tomorrow. Thank you, my barons, ladies, archmages, and archdruid, as well as the members of the Teldurai for your presence during this paramount case. The trial will resume tomorrow at 1 p.m. sharp. The trial will end and commence the next day. You are then crippled in your sight once more as you descend the stairs into the dungeon from the platform, feeling the same warm, arcane sensation wash over you, and you feel yourself descending down a strange set of stairs until you are finally thrown into your cell once more, regaining your sight shortly after landing upon the strange wooden stone. What would you like to do? If anything.
While we're in the cell?
Yeah, alone.
I would like to look at the thing that I was given, because I don't think my character would know.
What thing that was given?
Can I say? No.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Okay.
But that's what I do.
Okay.
By the way, because I don't.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but I would like to try to pray to Bahamut.
Okay, make a charisma check.
Yo, it's your boy Osiren.
Just charisma. Wow, I am not you.
I pray to Wolf and I go, fuck you, bitch.
She's very scary.
13.
13?
Okay.
You reach out.
Haven't done this before. Maybe once or twice. Please give Glorbax everything he needs to help us, because there's no one else that will. Tell him not to trust Glaucon. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'd like to call out their names.
Yeah, as you call out, you can just tell sound is not reaching.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Just the viscous mucus and snot-colored liquid that flows down the front.
Can I try to break out of?
The shackles?
Just try.
Sure. We'll do it with the disadvantage because of the shackles give you
It's fine.
exhaustion.
Just straight.
Athletics.
Athletics. All right. What do I have with athletics? That is a 17.
Okay. So you sit there. You feel the links begin to bend. Okay. During the night in the dungeon, I need Lamech, Dina, and Tristan to leave the room.
Oh.
Are you fucking
Go into the hall.
in the hall? You're kicking them out to the hall?
Lamech is always cursed with knowledge.
Cursed with knowledge?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
So, you hear someone in your ear. Well, well, well.
Oh, I still have.
You didn't have this. And
Okay.
now you notice that it's hanging from
Oh
your
shit. Okay.
Well, well, well. Dagger Morris, don't worry. I know that you've been shackled with the arcane, so I don't expect you to be able to say anything to me. This is gonna be quick. But I had someone give something to you. And I want you to not be so hasty in your utilization of it. Just know that you'll know damn well when to use them. I heard your testimony didn't come yet. It's a shame. I think you could use some atonement, Dagger Morris. That's it. Now sleep well. You'll need it. And say hi to the Queen for me. And that's it.
All right. Good stuff.
What'd you do?
Not because I felt like it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Alright, so Cade broke us all out, right? That's what happened.
And you're on the wake, and we're free.
You on the wake in Bren.
I punched everyone in the nose, and then we're free.
Yes, classic. Oh, I can't look at the chat. I didn't say anything. I just heard your Amarina B say who was that. So I'm not gonna look there.
So, Vivian,
Oh,
as you sit in your cell, you see a silhouette of someone outside your door. Broad shoulders and what appear to be like tangles of bramble and twigs sticking out from their shoulders.
Going to talk to me.
Opens the door. Is your name Vivian? May I come in? And he walks in. I am 3,821 years old. I'm the oldest elf alive. I have seen more ages, more years than anyone. I am also half drow. My father was a high elf, and my mother
was not Drow, but Erlandi. I saw what happened to my people. And I do not see that in you. Vidar is not a bad person. He is filled with hatred and rage. For the same reasons that I might be. But I was gifted by Hecate herself. I've seen many wars, many battles, many lives lost. But the Isles are not perfect. No one is. Many of my kin have died to humans, to the Erlandi. But to hate a people based on the actions of them when they were young is wrong. And your human friend was right. The Isles have done very little to help humanity. How can you blame being so young? Dying in the blink of an eye for an elf. Seeing only but judgment pastel with. But our fears their jealousy, but there's nothing to remedy it. And neither have I. I saw through your belongings. And I saw a crown my mother once wore. And I wonder what has happened to my people. And when I see you, I see pain. And I remember that in the 3,000 years I've lived, I've done nothing about it. I've protected roots. And gave counsel to leaders hell-bent on vengeance and not justice. There is a difference. And there has been very little justice in the world as of late. Just know that you're not as hated as you think you are. You have done bad things, and necromancy is a magic not of evil, but of ignorance and fear. Humanity uses necromancy for fear of death. And ignorance of what it truly means to warp the soul. You need not speak anything. Just know that your people are with you, and that Hecate and Gillian will know your true self when you die. Absolutely not. There were far worse than you, who were born just as anything else, back into the trees, and into the life that exists. Retribution is a mortal feeling, and thankfully Morton is above that. Be at peace, Vivian.
And he walks out. What? And then he stops.
There are some papers in my bag that we found when we were in the ruins of the Erlander city. They might interest you.
I've read them. I'm sorry you had to see that.
And he walks out. Dagamaris. You see the same silhouette in front of your cell. And he opens.
May I come in?
Yes.
He walks in.
I am half drow, or half Erlendi, and half high elf. My mother was a matron mother before they were corrupted by North. I have read some of what your companion found in a city of our people. And I've heard that you grew up there. Sorry. I'm 3,821 years old, and I did not help you. With all my powers, I let you and all of them rot in their slaves. Not to your own people, but of a deity of pure hatred. And I've seen how this world has treated you. God. I'm so sorry. I hope you forgive me. You've been used. First by that vicious goddess, and then by a king who cares not about anyone but himself. And I still sat back. I truly hope you can forgive an older brother for not being there for a younger one.
You are forgiven.
So much pain in your past. So much pain. And I sat here. It is not fair.
Brother, you are forgiven.
Thank you. Do not blame Vidar for his actions as much as you can. It is... He has lived for a very long time, not as long as I. But he has seen awful things as well. He lacks the wisdom. Just please give him time. He is not your enemy.
They may not listen to you tomorrow, but if you...
They most likely will not. But I have hope.
There's still hope for our people. Most of them are gone.
Yes, I have heard.
Yes. But they are in the forest. Some.
I've heard that as well. I wish you luck in your testimony tomorrow, and I will use my power as an Archdruid, as the last druid of Hecate and Gillian, the last of my kind, to leverage and to make sure that every one of you may be redeemed.
Thank you.
Elenath Varntruk.
And he walks out.
Well, I love him.
Okay. The Day of Vengeance, April 1st, 1528.
Oh, it's all a joke.
I jumped on you, bitch. This whole trial.
Sorry.
You awake to the sound of footsteps outside of your cell. Through the strange, magical, viscous fluid that impedes your view of the rest of the massive tumbler-esque prison you find yourself within. They lead you back through all of the rest of the dungeon, your vision coming back at the large platform leading back into the throne, the ink receding. And you are lifted once more into the massive and mostly empty space of waxy stone tiles surrounded by the stone bark-like protrusions, and confronted on all sides. Oops, that's not the right song. And confronted on all sides by the elves that traveled up with you and the guards 200 feet away from you on either side. Looking behind and up, you see the panels of the court once more, and then past that, the queen, still sitting in her throne. As you sit there, staring down to the queen within the vastness of the strange royal open area, you hear her voice boom out once more, her posture changing slightly as well. Dagomaris, you have been brought here to stand trial for the crimes of your people. Many of them, we hear, are dead. Yet many of the actions committed by them still resonate in the world today, still reverberate in the world's soul, and within the minds of many elves that witnessed the atrocities committed by the Drow. You carry the sign of the very evil that drove the Drow to commit said acts of violence and torture, and you have admitted to the Dragon's Council on numerous occasions that you are the chosen champion of this same goddess. Along with this, you claim to have once been a person of royalty, someone of high standing within the Drowish society that lives within the Underdark. And as the Archmage said the day prior, you can be used to put an end to the hatred, anger, and raw pain that still permeates through the High Elves. You will be sentenced symbolically. Whether that be a verdict of innocence or of guilt, your trial may help ease the pain many species feel when confronted with yours. Today, we will hear your testimony in regards to your experiences. Defend your actions in the town of Heimdallr and the actions of your people as you know them. You have lived above ground for many months now. What have you learned? This shall be not only your testimony, but a testimony to how your people have changed. In the shadow of life and death, upon the grounds of the Guardian, Enorum Telgair Zarthfarantuk, speak your peace, Dagomaris. Vidar then waltzes up to the podium once more, gaining your gaze, though as you look up, you realize a few are missing. You see none of the Dragon's Council attending this day's trial, and a few of the Teldori are absent as well. Dagomaris Skir, please come forward and give your people's testimony to the court of the High Elves.
My people
were weak to follow such a goddess as Loth. Now, I was born into it, and I was told my whole life that I was chosen by her to protect my people, and that was how I was raised. Now, I will speak more on my people soon, but looking back on my experience, my life, I was not royalty. However, I was above all the other males. Kept as a slave, you could say. Pampered, but I had no friends. I could not see my biological father, for he was merely a slave, like all the males. There was so much I could speak of. I cannot. All I wish is that if you are to punish me, that you are able to let go of your anger for the others. For now that our numbers are small, I do not want us to be wiped out. There is hope. And I see that I have actually... Vivian was young when I met her. And I realized I corrupted her with my hatred of the world. Because I had only been out a month prior to seeing her. That has nothing to do with anything. But she gave, looking back, she gives me hope that there can be a difference in our people. As for Loth, I have cut all ties with her. That does not mean that our people have, but I hope they have. I saw things. The first time I went into battle was against the army of this man, the Lord of Pestilence, a vampire from years past. He changed many of my people into abominations, a mix of rat, drow forms. I saw my mother change into one of those. I don't know why he let me live. Maybe as a sign. But thousands, tens of thousands of my people I saw die. And I was told my whole life I was supposed to stop that. That battle, my first. It doesn't matter. What I learned since coming out. I've learned love. I've learned, that was recently, I've learned to forgive. And I've learned that I don't need to hate everyone. My people are not bad. They have chosen and have been manipulated But all I ask is that if you are to punish any of them, I take all the punishment. Symbolically or not. We were underground for thousands of years. Slaves to this goddess. Isn't that punishment enough?
I was there. I was there 1600 years ago when Zerl and I became the Drow. I saw it happen. You must forgive me. It is a curse of living so long. All of you here are but children to me and to many of the people around you. You are blessed in certain ways to not remember everything that had happened. But I do. I remember battling on the fields of Corphaean against elves transformed into half spiders. Abominations. I saw humans using undead dragons to slaughter my people. I saw them kill my commander. Much like you guys. You two did. My father. Raise him up. Forced me to kill him a second time. Empathy can only go so far. And I've struggled with this more than anyone. With my power does come a certain amount of responsibility. And that responsibility is seeing more war than anyone else. Death haunts me. And I know it has warped me. I have become callous, as Osiren would claim I am. But you are too old, too young to remember. As people ate themselves in their homes, driven mad by the power of Balancer, underneath the rule of an archmage gone mad, leading legions of your people, destroying mine, killing humans, razing dwarven cities. You are too young to remember what I have seen. And it is a recent thing that your history has been hidden from you. It wasn't until me and Darth that this history was hidden, but a mere 1500 years ago.
Because as it turns out, a human, scorned, reads about necromancy. He does not think this is bad. He thinks finally some power. And he reads. He reads of Meandoth, and he reads of Gamarian. And they do not see the victims and learn from it. They see his power and seek to restore it. History is a double-edged sword. And I am cursed with it. I wish I could forget. Maybe I would not hate you so. All of you, maybe I would be a happier person if many of your species didn't cause me so much pain. If humans hadn't fought for power tens of times. Killing our queen not 1,600 years ago in this very space. I have thought long and hard about what to do. I see the human suffering. But what can I do? They live such short lives, and they blame me, and they blame the High Elves. And they seek necromancy. And they seek Balanzar. But I did not create them. I was not the terrible being that forced you all to live. The court is to discuss what the verdict of all of them will be. We need but a moment.
And Vidar sits back down, and they begin talking amongst themselves. The feeling in the room shifts. Time slows, and your breathing becomes more shallow. The elves in the panels talk amidst themselves, cupping their hands over their mouths in an attempt to disguise their language from you, and Vidar stares past all of you as he leans upon the podium. You hear the blood pumping in your heads. Dago leans his head down, some hair tucked and stuck behind his hewn ears. His face looks stern, but something else gleams within his red eyes. Nasu struggles against the chains still. Looking at him, time still slowed. The elves that lined the circle around you begin to close in the periphery. Osiren's gaze never leaves Vidar. As he is pulled up by the shackles that bind his hands, he retains his cold and hardened gaze. Vivian is limp. Looking down with tears streaming down her face, though her rage has left, acceptance and sorrow replacing it in spades. All four of you are led in a row, all facing the panel that rests 20 feet above and in front of you. Time slows even more, all sounds muted and hits like a wet drum. The female and scarred elf in the right panel stands slowly, as does the red and black tuxedo coat-clad elf from the left. They both begin to walk to the center platform where Vidar rests upon the podium. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh my god.
Not end. And we'll be right back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. You begin to notice the breathing of some of the elves near you, heavy and raspy. Their breath hitting the back of your head like a cannon. Dago, you feel your shackles gripped heavily behind you, tugged on with force. And then, time regains speed. The elves pulling away from Vidar's ears, his eyes moving to each of you slowly, and his face retaining an interesting look you've never seen him bear before. One of almost sadness. The court has delivered its verdict. It is our will that you be and Dago's shackles fall, hitting the stone and echoing out into the air. For a moment, it's peaceful. The great trees rustling all you can hear after the steel hits the stone. Then, Dago and Osiren feel the guard that once held Dago's shackles pushed past them. A dirty smile creased upon their face underneath their helm. You see their image shift, magic blowing off of them with the wind as their true form struts out past you. You see a man, red burnished hair, a mop upon his head, and a tuft of scraggly hair upon his chin, and wearing a shabby and extremely dirty set of commoner's clothes, overalls covering most of it. He turns to Dago, his grin gruesome with multiple missing teeth, wild with murderous intent. You stare into the eyes of Leo Red.
Yeah, you do, bitch!
This is the signal. As he says this, you hear the breathing of some of the elves get heavier before you hear a bellow repped from the mouths behind you.
Blood for Balanza!
Your ears ring and time slows once more, pushed down to the ground, all of you, as the magic that bound the disguised people all around you disintegrate and their true forms are unleashed. You look back to see large men wearing tan vests and the remnants of blue ascots. Their necks large and vascular and their muscles bulging strangely and unnaturally from their clothes. Their heads bald, skin dirtied and charred, pale. Much of their skin is a bit lumpy as well. The warriors of chaos have come to Telia Mondelitas. As you look at this, red light flashes out all around you, blinding you, seemingly coming from every direction. Time still slowed. You look around, red lightning arcing out from each and every supposed elite guard that lined the space. 20 large arcs on either side, flowing in the air towards the two panels and bathing the entire space in a bloody hue. But time is so slowed, you see the lightning coursing. You see all the elves looking down at you, unable to even react to the lightning in time, all of them with a look of mortification upon their face, with the exception of the bluish-skinned elf who looks saddened. Time speeds up once more. The lightning crashes immediately into the panels. The explosion crashes out above you. Large bits of stone flying all around you as well as dust fills the space with a flash of fire and red. Turning your face away, you see the warriors of chaos now locked in combat with the elves that weren't disguised, screaming and drooling upon the elves who, in even such times, don't appear afraid. They appear determined, if not very strained. Looking back towards the destruction, you see Leo standing just in front of you, looking at the smoke and debris that is faintly settling. After a moment, your ears still ringing, still trying to gather your thoughts upon the stone, you see silhouettes in the smoke. The silhouette of a tall, broad-shouldered man begins to walk towards you all through the smoke. Vidar. His face scratched and bloody, blood trickling from his ears and caked with dust. his hair just barely in his ponytail. His pauldrons have cracked now, leaking the sand that was once contained within the glass. And as he walks towards you, it trickles upon the ground. His face looks morphed in rage and disgust. He yells back at the smoke, "Aid the queen! Aid her in their slaughter! I will deal with them." As he says this, you see more shadows within the smoke as well as more lightning arcing out from behind the remnants of the explosion from where you saw the queen. Massive bursts of orange and light following. Leo looks directly at Vidar. "I don't think you want any of me, pussy-ass elf." He then doubles over in pain for a moment before immediately arcing his back upright. With a flash, his entire body implodes, blood drenching all of you and skin slapping upon the floor. Where Leo stood is a huge 10-foot bear, drenched in blood and covered in brandings, carvings, and piercings upon its face. Some of the carvings are that of phrases in black speech. What you can read says, "We weep the tears of chaos. Balanzar weeps the tears of humanity." And life is chaos. The brandings are that of the sigil of Balanzar and of decapitated elven heads, all within matted and disgusting fur. Its face is massive, the size of a normal grown bear. The muscles flex upon his meaty forehead, and its eyes glow a deep orange with a maw filled with far too many teeth. So many that they seem to push out of its curled and carved lips. The beast looks at Vidar knowingly. Vidar stares back unfazed and charges directly at Leo. As he does, you see more figures emerge from the rubble. Many of the Tel'Darai charge from the smoke at full speed in all directions, glaives firmly in their grasp behind their backs as they do so, screaming in unison with their commander. Two figures stand out to you as they walk out of the smoke. The horns and the bramble-like pauldrons of the bluish-skinned elf can be seen, and the face of the scarred woman emerge from the smoke. Both of them now holding weapons and catching their bearings, though as soon as she sees Vidar charging into the monstrosity, she also screams out from the smoke towards the monster that was once Leo Red. The druid remains looking out over everything solemnly as the dust clears. All of your shackles fall to the ground. Who are you fighting with? You have moments to decide what you are doing.
Is there,
Exhaustion.
It is no longer there
Okay.
because the shackles are gone.
is there any way out of here?
Not that you can see.
Oh, and I'm fully healed. 'Cause I have full life. Good. Thank you.
I don't have a
Take off all
spellbook
my
or an arcane
shit.
focus.
What are you guys doing?
This, take off
armor.
this, take off this. My stupid computer pooped. I'm fighting the fucking bear.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm screaming. I'm gonna scream, not this time. I'm gonna run, and I'm with bare fucking hands. I'm going to try and. My goal, I don't know. I'm gonna use the help action if I can get there.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. What are you doing?
I'm running to the archdruid, not
Okay, that's what you're
aggressively.
doing. What are you doing?
Not aggressively.
I'm using
Fleetingly.
one of-
Just a second. What are you
using
doing?
my spell scroll.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. I'll get back to you. What are you doing?
I will.
You have 3, by the way.
I want to look for a fucking way out.
Okay, so everyone, roll initiative.
Holy shit. Not this time.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Wow, what shit initiative. Thank you.
Do you wanna borrow?
It's a plus. Do you have armor? Do you have armor on?
Don't look like that.
No.
That's your natural armor class?
Yeah. Not natural. I have. Oh. Do you mean? Yeah. I have armor on. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You have armor on?
You shouldn't have armor.
You shouldn't have
Yeah,
armor.
just
on.
take it off.
They took it all off.
Oh yeah.
And just by the way. Because I was about to be like, holy fuck.
You're right.
I was like, man, I don't
Damn,
want
dude,
that.
my armor class went.
Wait a minute. You don't have any of your weapons. Oh yeah. No, that is yeah.
Does he have any of his weapons?
No, I have none. I have nothing.
Yeah,
No, you have
right.
none.
Natural
You have
armor
nothing?
class.
Yeah, no, you have
Jeez.
anything. I Actually,
But you're
I
a
think-
fighter, so you should be all right.
Yeah. No, yeah.
What's your AC?
I'm nothing without my
Natural?
Yeah.
What's your natural AC?
Wow. That's
This is dead.
What is it?
It's
yeah,
15.
yeah.
15?
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm 10.
Apparently my armor.
I have 13.
Apparently my armor was doing nothing for me that entire
10.
time.
I have 0
Loser.
dexterity, so.
Yeah, you have what?
You need
Muscles?
something that is affected by dexterity.
Oh wait. My bad.
Bud.
Is it? Wait. What's?
How do D&D?
Hold on. Yeah, for real. How do?
D&D Beyond, please make my armor class shitty now.
You just gotta click all those.
Okay.
Should be 13.
Oh,
yeah.
I
13.
slept.
Okay, no, that's good. What was happening?
Oh, I didn't regain any of my hit
13.
points, did I?
I need to fucking look up how with this thing.
Wait, yeah, you would have
You
regained all
slept.
of it. Yeah, you
But
slept.
I'm exhausted.
No, you're not exhausted.
Okay.
The shackles came off.
The shackles came off.
Give me my long rest. Thank you.
There's so many people here that I need to roll initiative for, man.
Well, I don't like that
What
very
a
much.
flex! Oh my
Dude,
god.
I was like,
Okay.
no. He's like, this is the signal. And I was like, no. Wait a second.
Okay.
Give me a
Vivian,
second, my bitch.
what did you roll?
I rolled a 6,
Okay.
so.
Dagamoris,
11.
11. Osiren Grenmore,
15.
15.
Hey, get it.
Nasu,
13.
13. Okay. So, as this happens, Vidar is the first one to spring into action.
I'm sure he is.
This man has 3 attacks.
Oh,
As he unsheathes both elven blades, they sparkle and gleam in the light. Charges in, head duck down, as Leo decides to swipe out with his massive paw the size of multiple people. He slides underneath, cuts 2 times underneath Leo. Ooh, that's plus 11, baby. Yeah, so that hits. Second attack. 21. Yes, that hits. Third attack. Natural 1. That does not hit. But
Maybe he's just playing with his action figures.
yeah, honestly, we're all just here. Unknown player.
What the
roll
fuck was
vicious
what?
sword
So
damage.
cool. We see it.
That's sick.
That's dope.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, what?
okay, so
vicious sword
What the fuck just
damage.
happened? The notification came up. I was like,
You are dead.
You
yeah, I
were
was like, thanks.
So, as you see Vidar slide underneath him, blood across the stone. He then stands, his hair now fully out of the ponytail. However, at this point, the mages around the perimeter, with their sigils of Balanzar in their grasp, all 5 of them are going to fire at Vidar.
Fuck, man.
Okay, and he must make a dex save for every single one of them.
Fuck, dude.
Failed, succeeded, succeeded, failed, succeeded.
So it's gonna be.
Sorry, so he failed 2 of them.
Yeah. What can I do? No,
Sorry.
magic.
What? Looking at myself.
I can do an unarmed strike
This-
for 0 damage.
It's just how much damage I'll do.
Okay.
Guess what spell it is? Oh, yeah.
No way. That is.
He takes 64 points of damage.
Whoa!
Failed saves.
As the red lightning all around you, he tries to duck underneath some, but you as a massive explosion as they all collide with one another. Vidar sits there, charred and weak. You see the mages. Okay. It is now the Archdruid's turn. He passes as he just looks over the battlefield. You haven't run there yet.
I know, I'm shaking my head at his
The
choice.
Teldorai will attack all of the Chaos Warriors. So I'm just gonna roll. Okay, natural 20.
Oh, get it.
I have no weapon.
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, good thing I'm a part magic boy.
I don't have an arcane focus or a spellbook.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't do anything. My unarmed attacks, 0 damage.
So Chaos Warriors take 22 points of damage.
How many? 22?
22
Not
from
bad,
one
not
blow.
Oh, from 1? Mm-hmm. Goddamn.
So as they slice up with the glaives,
Your stuff, by the way.
you see as the Chaos Warriors are consumed with rage, even in the face of terror, they are now going to attack the Tel'Darai. Miss. So you watch as the Chaos Warriors, much different than the ones you saw underneath Kretala, newer, fresher, using the elven blades they're not accustomed to. They're just trying to hit whatever they can, blinded by rage with no tactile strength left in their bodies. It is now Siren's turn.
Can I reach
The bear, Leo?
Vidar?
Yes, he is, I'm going to say at this point, 25 feet away from you.
All right, I'm going to tell you what I want to do.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I want to infuse his armor.
Okay, how are you going to do?
I want to run up to him, and if I can get my hands on him,
Okay, so you run up,
yeah, I'm gonna try to. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna resist me or not, but I'm just gonna like pleadingly look at him
okay,
and
make a persuasion check as a free action.
With your eyeballs.
Well, no, it's all body language, yeah.
Do the look right now into the camera. That's your
The chat judges whether or not you succeed.
not good. Persuasion, you said? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm good at persuasion. 14.
Well, he has a natural 20 passive insight, so that works in your favor this time, as he
Okay.
allows you
Then,
to get close.
Okay. I want to. So, on my hands, there's wires embedded in my fingers that hook over my fingers on the edges. I kind of want to hook them into his pauldrons and then just push as I pulse my magic through his armor, and I would like to give him resistance armor.
Okay, resistance to what?
Do I know what he just got hit with? Was it electricity or lightning damage?
You could assume.
That's what I think it is. Yeah, resistance to lightning.
Just kidding. It's
damage.
red lightning.
I'm trying to find my fucking. Where is it? Is it features? Yeah, that's what I do. And
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if that's an action and bonus action. I'm gonna cast Branding Smite.
Oh, on what?
I can only do it on myself, unfortunately.
I'm going to let you know that Tel'Darai have died and there are weapons on the ground.
Oh!
Just so you're aware.
I'll wait till next turn.
fucking tight.
But
Yes.
yeah, I'm casting Branding Smite now.
Okay, so you, as the liquid turns into a flame orange, bubbling in your pauldrons. Okay,
That's it. Yep.
Nasu, Fims, what are you doing?
Looking for a way out.
Looking for a way out, perception check. With disadvantage because of what just happened.
Yeah, resistance armor.
Buddy.
A 4? You see the door off on the far southern portion of this area, but it is closed firmly. It's a large door like the ones that you saw underground, a large spire-like door that comes to a pinnacle with vines coursing all through it, metal, and looks sealed. Otherwise, you'd guess by the height that you saw from the roots, you're many hundreds of feet in the air.
Okay. Well, that was my action.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Do you have any bonus actions?
Huh? No.
You have a free action, so you could pick up a sword.
That's a free action?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Interacting with it is a free action. On
Oh,
your own.
okay. Then, yeah,
You
I'll
could have
pick
done
up
it as
the-
well, but there was none near you, so
I'll pick up the nearest one to me.
you see a glaive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the glaive, dude. The glaive
Okay,
is
so you pick up a Teldarian glaive, sort of.
Oh,
You
dude.
pry it from the hands of a dead Teldarai soldier. The warrior of chaos looking down at you now, waiting to see what you do. Okay. Dagomar Skur, what are you doing?
How close is Vivian?
5 feet away at this point.
Okay, could I just hand her the 3 scrolls?
Yes, you can. So you hand her. You now have 3 level 9 magic missile scrolls.
Which do 11 d4 plus 11 damage. That's what it does total.
Each?
Each, yeah. 11 d4 plus 11.
11d4 plus 11? Where's my big surprise?
Okay. Yeah. I want one of these. She might. I don't know.
She has it.
Cool, yeah, awesome.
She has a dice.
Then can I...
Oh, buddy.
So if that was like 5 feet away, I don't know if I had to like move to that. Can I go pick up a sword somewhere?
Sure.
You see another glaive.
Yeah, I'll pick
Okay,
that
so
up.
you kick up a glaive.
Oh, wow. He's
Okay.
cool.
What else can I do? Because was that my movement and
That was. I'll say that was your action because your free action was to give her.
Okay, and that was my action?
Yes.
Okay, then I will... Do I have movement still?
Yes, of course you do.
Okay, then I am going to run up within... How many feet does it get disadvantage? 20 feet? Well, that's fireball.
Fireball?
No, I can't use it.
Why?
I could.
You're a sorcerer. You don't need anything. You can just use your body.
But I already used my action.
Oh, you did. Yes. Yes.
I mean, I could use...
You could use quicken spell.
I can use quicken spell.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will use that, but how quick is 1, 2? But I thought bonus action was for her.
No,
No. It was a free action to
cool,
give it
sorry,
to her.
okay.
Your action to pick it up.
Then I will do quicken spell.
Quicken spell. So you feel the power of Hecate course through you, as if you stand in the pool of magic yourself.
And then I will use... Actually, I will use these ones. Fireball. How close is everyone to the big bear guy? Leo.
So you see Leo Red,
Yeah.
Vidar, Osiren, and the scarred woman fighting in front of them, but he's large enough to where you could only get his back.
Okay,
Oh,
then
wow.
that's where I want to aim, and I'm going to 3rd level for fireball, which is 3rd.
Third level, all right.
And
That
that's
means 3 sorcery points.
2.
3. It's for how many spell levels it is.
Oh, cool. So, and I use meta magic at depth, so it only uses one of my actual things. Doesn't matter. Cool.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I just said that out loud. so that
Okay,
I-
yeah, so you see a different fireball than that of Vivian's. His arms, with red lightning at first, turns to a pale blue. Coalescing, a light blue fireball, the color of his skin. As it hurls through the air, stars seen in the smoke.
Are you with Hecate now? Bitch, I love her.
And so that's a dex save of 15.
Yeah, okay. Natural 2.
Oh,
Nice.
He fails.
So then that is
big damage.
things.
Large demolished.
That is
Do you need extra d6s?
D8s.
D6s,
sorry.
I was like, what fireball do you have, you asshole? How many do you need, dude? I have
8.
one,
I have 4 here.
2,
Give me all your stupid energy.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, one
That's
might-
good. Oh, did you want one of yours?
Yeah.
Here, take this. Sorry, we'll do a team.
Yeah.
It's the spirit bomb.
All right.
Power friendship.
10, 9,
That's Faye, by the way.
10, 10.
Did you roll well?
30,
6.
31, 31.
Whoa!
Holy
Fireball.
shit. Okay, so as you do this, you see Leo looks.
Action surge.
Yeah, you can.
Fighter!
Yeah.
He said quicken action surge?
Yes, he did.
Oh my god.
Sorcerer fighter combo. You wouldn't think.
Everything with a sorcerer is good.
And then, okay, so Vayne. Well, do I get 2 attacks with?
Yes, you do.
As fighter?
As fighter, yes, you do.
But am I high enough?
Yes, you
level
are. Wait, no, you're level 5 in order to get extra attacks, so no, you are not.
fighter? Okay, that's beautiful. But that's
Can
fine.
you use extra attack for spells?
I'm going to
Well,
use.
Siren does.
No, only artificers can. But extra attacks you can like,
do other shit.
you can do
Sure.
other shit.
I was
yeah.
like,
And you can also quicken spell since 2 attacks isn't a bonus action, so you can quicken spell after 2
that's
attacks.
bananas.
I'm going to.
That is disgusting.
What are you doing?
You can use 1 sorcery to change the damage type to another. You can change the target and its creature in range with the same spell. No, I don't want to use twice. We're gonna use fuck.
What are you doing?
We're gonna use Fire Bolt,
Okay.
which is a cantrip,
Mm-hmm.
and that's an attack roll that is a 26 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
6 plus 2, so 8 points of damage,
Okay.
and then as a bone. No, I can't do that with that, right? I can't.
Wait,
But that's
you already
quick and
used
spell
your-
again.
You already used your bonus action.
No, because you
No,
action
'cause I
surge.
used
You
my
get an
action surge.
entirely new turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Quick and
Quicken,
spell.
you can cast 4 fireballs in 1 turn as a sorcerer fighter combo.
I'm going to.
Just kill them all, Dagmar. Kill them all.
No, I'm going to
People's champion.
not use. I'm going to.
You're telling me you just action surge for firebolt? Yikes.
Well, I would have used. I would have if I had done it differently. I would have done it differently. I would have used fireball first and then firebolt, but that's too late. So instead, we're going to use as a bonus action.
Quicken spell.
No, I can use.
Healing word.
Let the man finish his sentence.
Well, if you would spit it out. Come on.
Come
Come on, kid. What are you doing?
I'm gonna run up to the bear.
Okay, so you run up to Leo, his face humongous. As you come up to him.
And we're gonna quicken spell. And I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds at the 3rd level.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck him up.
All right, so
Fuck
you
him
watch
up.
as
That's
Dagamaris,
necromancy,
yeah.
buddy. He knows. He
And then
knows.
in the smoke that is created, you see him run in, flick, and throw a firebolt at Leo Red, and then run up and grab his meaty forehead.
Okay.
Cast Inflict Wounds.
Hurt
That
the,
is.
hurt the bear.
It is going to be a 18 to hit. And if that doesn't hit,
That hits.
okay, well then we're good.
Yeah, you were
And
going to
if
use
that
Favor by the
doesn't
Gods.
hit-
I was going to use favor. By the 3. What was that? 6, 7, so
13.
13. 13.
13 points of damage. All right,
Wait,
so
wait. That's the
Oh.
3rd level?
Oh shit, no, and
No.
then 2 more.
2 more, yeah.
It's 5. Plus 15, so 28.
holy
Slap
shit.
him.
All right,
Slap him hard in
yeah.
the
So
face.
you see again. The high elf that's right next to you as you do this sees the necromancy though, and as she's fighting, she notices this. It is now her turn. You see her with a massive great sword. Tries to slash at the exposed neck of Leo Red. Neg 5, great weapon master.
Oh! Style on him, please.
Natural one.
I cursed it. I'm so
But
That was
she
my
does get
bad.
a second attack.
Oh, fuck him up a second time.
That hits. So,
Did you great weapon master the second one?
I did.
Yes.
Nice.
So that's 26 points of damage. as she misses the first one, distracted by Dago's necromancy, bringing it up with full force, nicking one of the arteries in his neck. It's now Vivian's turn.
Well, I didn't see all the business about necromancy. So, if I were to Grim Harvest, would I be able to split the damage die on the magic missiles?
Necromancy.
I'm protecting the queen. I will use necromancy.
You can't use, I'm gonna say you can't use any modifying abilities with scrolls.
Okay, that is a fair. Well, then no one even has to worry about me using necromancy. I'm going to attack 2 of the spellcasters with the icons. I'm going to do 6 to one, 6d4, and then 5d4 to the other.
Okay.
So that no one gets sniped again. Okay, so for the 5.
It's not even attack.
Oh my god, that's almost.
No, it automatically.
That's almost max damage.
Big up.
Maximum
ups.
is that's 15 damage on 1.
Okay, 15 damage on 1. Okay.
And on the 6, a lot of 1s. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 points on the other one.
Okay, so you watch as Vivian grabs the scrolls, flings it out in front of her. It hovers as she murmurs the arcane language on it. It burns away as a portal opens in front of her. She tracks the portal off to the side, looks at the grotesque beings holding the sigils of Balanzar. They look at you as all of the arcane missiles they know who you're fighting for now. And so does...
But neither of them die?
No.
Okay, well that's stupid.
Leo Red looks at both of you.
What?
And his jaw unhinging.
Those 2?
No, you two. You're in a line.
Oh my.
You see lightning in his mouth. A massive stream of lightning arcs out towards you, consuming Vivian Dagomaris and many of the Teldorai and Chaos Warriors in the periphery. I need both of you to make dex saving.
Okay, I was like,
Let's do it. Dex saving throw?
I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Okay, fail.
17.
Succeeds. So you take half damage.
Oh, balls. Balls, I say. Oh, he's hurting us really bad.
You take 57 points of damage, Dagomaris. Okay. And you take, what is half of 57? It would be
Math.
27 points of damage, yes. 27 points of damage. 28?
Yeah, 28.
Yes, true. 28 points of damage to you. You see...
28, you said?
Yeah, 28.
For 54?
58.
57.
57.
Yeah, rounding up or rounding down?
Rounding down, so it is...
Yeah,
28. Yeah, 28. So, you take 28,
Ouch.
Dagomaris takes 57. You see the maw open wide. The energy pushing the snout up and the bottom jaw down. The sinews cracking with the energy. As it calms down, Dagomaris charred and burnt. Vivian just barely ducking, getting hit with a stray bolt that goes across your chest. And the jaw of Leo Red swinging gently before he smacks it back up.
God. He's cool as fuck, though, I will say.
He's really
He's cool
rad.
as fuck. I'm
All
a
right.
good werebear.
Vidar now looks at Osiren. And then jumps upon Leo Red. He is going to actually try and ride him.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Vidar!
With an acrobatics of plus 11, he rolled a 24, and he most certainly does. As he standing jumps about 7 feet, grabs onto Leo, pulls himself up, action surges, and then begins to attack from behind with advantage.
You're like, perhaps my opinion changes about Vidar.
24 to hit, and 20. Nope, that's a 30 to hit.
I think that's officially the highest attack roll that's been rolled in this campaign, right?
Well, is it a natty
30.
20?
Someone hit a 30.
It's not even a natty 20?
A 31?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of his NPCs hit a 31 at one point.
All right.
So that's 17
Chase the
plus 14. It's 31 points of damage as he into the back of the large bear. Leo. All right, it is now the mage's turn again. Two of them, the ones that you hit, are going to go for you. One of them is going to go for you, and 2 of them are going to go for Vidar. So I need you to make a dex save, I need you to make a dex save, and I need Vidar to make a dex save. Vidar makes it.
12.
19.
Okay,
But
you
if
fail.
I fail, I'm using favor by the gods.
Use favor by the gods then.
But if I fail, I don't.
That is plus 5, so 17.
Okay, that succeeds.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
All right.
You all take half damage.
Half still?
Yes.
Are they in? Did they come into my area?
No,
attack
they
me?
didn't. These are the mages on the periphery.
Gotcha.
Shooting from over 200 feet away, by the way.
Okay.
Over 200. Damn it.
Yep.
That changes my plan.
He told you now. I like your Terradosia earrings for the occasion.
You take 23 points of damage.
God! 23!
You take...
I'm almost sad.
What? You're re-rolling?
Yeah, because a separate person attacked you.
Okay.
You take 29 points of damage.
I'm down.
Okay, so you watch as it arcs in. That's not the right sign for this.
Well, here we go.
Arcs
boys.
in, barely hits Leo Red. Arcs on Dago's back. You hear a guttural laugh come from Leo.
Oh, God.
And fucking Vidar also takes 29 points of damage.
The man is still up? I guess he's the
He
high
takes
commander
half
the
of
Total
that.
Ride.
That was half.
And another
Half?
half?
And a half.
Oh, half of half.
Yeah.
True.
If it's lightning damage.
Good
Yeah, it is lightning damage.
Hey.
Big ups.
Leo doesn't get hit by that? Because
No.
he's on? Okay.
No.
They're very good aimers.
Sure.
Okay. It's now the Archdruid's turn. Looking at both you and Dago, seeing what you did, looks to Dagomaris.
That's what we like to see. Big brother coming in handy.
Shut up!
And
And he kills me.
this has a range of
necromancy.
This has a range of 60 feet. You see his staff now. A gnarled branch with its own ecosystem growing within a claw of wood at the top. And he... No, not today. You are healed for 70 points.
God!
That's what we like.
This is an Archdruid.
Can I put a straw in that little stream? I'm
So
at
you
3.
watch as green energy into the ground and roots lift Dago up.
Wow, that's cool as fuck.
You are not prone, and you are at full HP.
Wow.
Not full 70.
70 is not full.
What a flex.
Oh, well then
What a
you're at
fucking
70.
flex, this guy. Flex.
And then you are at 78.
72, baby.
Nice. And you are at 70 HP.
Yeah.
And that is what the Archdruid does.
Wow.
The Tel'Dorai continue to fight the Chaos Warriors all in the periphery. But a few have already finished the ones that were guarding you that weren't disguised. And they... And immediately 2 of them will attack Nasu.
Nasu's like, no, what?
So I don't know how many of us there are.
Alright, we'll go.
Does a 12 hit? No. Wow. All right, so as he swings down, the blade, you feel if it was made out of common steel, would have snapped by the strength. The other one comes up and attempts to grapple you. Make a strength save. Or no, strength check. Contested. Athletics.
Okay.
That was a satisfying face. Come on, buddy.
5.
Natural 1.
Thank God! Thank God!
So he reaches over to you, slips on some of the blood trailing in the ground.
Blood for balance.
As he begins to try and crawl towards you, you back away. One will come for you.
Why? I have 3 hit points. That's very rude.
Begins to charge in and will attack you twice. Does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay, so you manage dodge out of the way. You are still an elf after all. Does a 13 hit?
That's my fucking armor class.
Okay, so he
He hurts me.
comes in.
I have 3 hit points. 3. I have 3 of them.
Oh my God! I swear to God! I swear to God! I swear to God!
2?
They did 2 damage.
Oh, I'm still up, bitch! Oh.
And there's no.
2d6?
Yes.
Oh, but that's
2d6.
kind of scary though.
2d6 and.
Because now if she like goes down over half, she's automatically dead.
True.
That's no.
So
that's not
it barely
It's
glances
half of
against your
your
shoulder.
max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
half of your max.
I'm just saying, but if you're at 1 HP and someone does like damage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like Leo Red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
I was just saying, it's like good, but at the same time, like sometimes it's easier to be like.
Well,
I'm
if
down.
maybe if you guys just kill him and distract him, then I won't.
Running
die.
through the legs of Leo, you see one dive through, trying to tackle you and grapple you as well. Make a contested
Where are the
athletics.
Tel'Darai right now?
Most of them are dead around you, or
Can this
Trying to
arc
fight.
druid help? Fuck.
trying to fight against.
It's only been
the-
2 turns. Or 1 turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I'm at 1 hit point.
16.
They rolled 17. So as he slides over, clotheslines you, and holds you within their 6'5" grasp. Okay, you are now grappled. That is their turn. It is now Osiron Grenmore's turn.
Fuck. There wouldn't perchance be any weapons like at my feet that I could grab or
No,
close? Okay.
not near
All right.
feet.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. That changes my plans again.
Is movement speed is just halved, right? It's not reduced to 0.
Yes,
Grapple,
it is
right?
halved.
Okay.
Then, do I see any place? Is that going to take my action if I look? Also, my fucking infusions it's no action. I
Oh.
just infuse.
Excellent.
So
For the
that's-
next, is that on yourself though?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
It specifically says no action. Yeah. If I can find a weapon close, I'm gonna try and do that.
What's your
It'd be
passive
an
perception?
action to 13.
13? Okay. I'll say you see one of the blades that one of the fallen Chaos Warriors has about 10 feet away from you.
10 feet. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going. I'm just trying
Okay,
to
so
drag
you-
him,
Dragging him forward,
and
you reach the
If
blade.
I can pick it up.
I'll make,
with my
say make
foot.
an acrobatics check.
Yeah. I'm not good at it. But
Since you're grappled.
Hey. 14.
14? Yeah, so you kick the blade up.
As soon as I grab it, I'm gonna press my thumb into it
Okay.
and use my radiant weapon infusion.
Okay.
Oh, that is.
And you see it like glows.
Yeah.
And then that's 2 infusions. Yeah. And then I'm just going to attack.
Okay, so you make an attack roll.
Now, I did branding smite last turn. Would I be able to use my bonus action between attacks, or do I have to finish both attacks?
You can use your bonus action whenever.
Okay, then I'm attacking first.
Okay.
And I'm guessing this is a short sword, long sword?
It is a short sword. Considered.
It's a nat one.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Motherfucking 20.
Yes, Holy roll! I thought it was a 10 at first, and I was like,
Yeah, I get it.
And my modifiers are better now. Short sword, 1d6.
Short sword.
Yeah.
That is 10 plus. Wait, I haven't doubled it yet. Hold on. 2d. 2d6. Five radiant. Okay, so that's 30 points of damage.
Wow.
The
Okay.
10 is doubled to 20.
Yeah.
And then the radiant damage from the branding smite is doubled.
All right, so you kick it up.
Using a first level spell.
I'm gonna fucking shrug him off.
Yeah. So as he falls, you shrug as his large hand
Do I see
into
that?
the ground. No, you don't. It's behind Leo Red.
Aren't you down?
You can't.
No, you
No,
do.
I can't hit one. I can feel the D6 for that, but
You cannot see it. Leo Red blocks your view. Are you doing anything else? You still have another attack?
Right. Do I see any? Do I see the mage? The mages are 200 feet away,
From you, they're about 170 feet away.
and I've used my movement mostly. I think I have like 5 feet left.
5 feet left.
Then I'm gonna turn around and shoot Leo
Yeah. Okay.
with my second attack.
He's right next to you.
Oh, is he like within? No, because I moved 10 feet, right? So I
You
can't.
move 10 feet towards him.
Oh, then I'm fucking scrapping.
Okay.
We're throwing hands actually. Second attack. And I'm using my bonus action now to cast Branding Smite once again.
Okay, sounds good.
you love to see it.
That's good.
Not great. 13.
13? That's his AC.
D6. That is 9 points of slashing, and then
Okay.
2d6. 2 points from radiant.
Okay, so how much was that total? 8?
12. 11.
11 points of damage. Okay. So after you finish that one off, you run up, slash upwards into his ribs. It is now Nasu Fims' turn.
You said so. There's 2 guys on me. Okay, yeah. So 1 attack, 1 guy.
Okay.
Yep. 23.
Yeah. Yes, that is.
Oh, so
Too
sorry.
much stank on it.
Where did you throw it? I didn't hear it hit the floor, but at the same time, I think it did.
Yeah, it definitely. It like.
It's a dock down
Okay.
here. I'm pretty sure. Did they hit my
Okay, we'll get it. Don't look. Let me roll.
Does it look too high? I'll look.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Wow. 3 points of damage.
3 points?
On that one, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, did I hit your camera?
No. Remember, what are you using? You're using a glaive?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh,
And then. You see it? Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, cool. So I will do second attack on the same guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that the
11.
song?
What?
It's a song.
11 to hit.
11 to hit?
Yeah.
That misses.
Okay.
So, again, as you try and hit him, the skin is leathery. As it just, a little bit of pus spews out, but nothing more.
Action surge.
Action surge.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Attack on him again.
All these action surges going on.
Yeah. Attack on him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have advantage because he's prone, by the way.
Oh, I've had advantage?
I forgot to mention that.
It's okay.
Give him the
Yeah,
goodies.
so
Go for it. Go for this one.
go. I'll give you an extra action because extra attack because I
Attack?
forgot to use.
Okay, cool. Alright. Okay. So, hold on. That was. That would roll. Nat 20.
Yeah! We love to see it happen.
So you have 3 attacks. So you have 2 attacks left.
10 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then. Okay. 2 more attacks?
Yes.
So, okay, so one more on this guy.
Okay.
Oh
Next.
my.
Really high
All right.
Damn, he stepped to the wrong dude.
Another 10 points of
He
damage.
asked for this ass whooping. He sought out this ass
Okay.
Okay.
Get one more attack.
One more attack. Is he still up?
Yeah.
Everyone should
Barely.
have disadvantage attacking
dumb
Nasu because he blends in with the red lightning cloud.
Yeah.
Natural
It's just like in
camouflage.
between the red lightning, like.
Little tail.
That's not fun. 13.
Misses.
Okay.
2 nat 20s are fun.
So,
Yeah.
with 2 of your attacks,
Yeah.
you spinning it, bringing it down on one side of his neck, then the other one, flipping it around your shoulder, having your tail pick it up, spinning it around, grabbing it, and hitting him on the other neck.
Tail.
Oh, no.
Nut.
Okay?
Horny jail.
Yeah, Dagamaris. It is your turn now.
Casting Hold Person on Leo Red.
Oh,
Wisdom save 15.
He's not a person, you cannot do it.
What?
He is a monster, technically.
Come on. Since humanoid is like a humanoid bear.
Yeah, definitely not.
humanoid bear.
Bear.
He is in his full form.
Then
Ah,
instead,
He's a bear.
Bear. The bear.
Fairy Fire would work on him. Because it's a creature.
You were
It's a creature.
Yes, so he needs to make a dex save.
Dex save.
Coming from you.
15.
15 is the dex, so I think.
Yes, so he saves. So as you try and throw the bits of glistening energy underneath him as they crackle and
What
about
about anyone else within that area, though?
well, how much
20 feet.
20 feet. All right, so then it would have also been aimed at Vidar, who is on him, and the woman that's attacking him, and Osiris. Yes. So
Okay.
you need to make a dex save.
Well, but it's only people that I want.
No, that's not true.
But anyone, the people that would get affected by it for advantage are only the people that.
What did you cast?
What does it say?
For each object is outlined blue, green, or violet light. Your choice. Any
Yes.
creature in the area is cast is also outlined in light. If fails. For duration, any attack roll against an affected creature. Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's everyone. So
Oh.
Vidar.
Then I wouldn't have cast that. I read that wrong then. I wouldn't have cast that because I thought it
It's
was.
his first combat. Give him grace.
Fine. I will give you mercy.
Okay.
So, what is your actual attack? What is your actual?
Then I'll
ability?
just run up and well, I'm right there at Leo.
Yes,
Red. I'm like
yes.
standing there.
Mhm.
Then just.
His meaty paw right next to you.
Oh, then I'll just touch him again.
All right, so you
Inflict
in
wounds.
his like matted fur, you feel scars all throughout.
Okay.
Okay.
Inflict wounds, second level,
Okay.
and that's going to be a 22 to hit.
Oh, smack.
And then we'll do one dose. Where is it? 2. You have 2. Awesome. That is
Get his ass.
15, 11, 26. Yeah.
Get his ass.
26 points of
That hits.
damage. Oh,
Points of damage.
Yeah.
sorry. I already hit him. I already hit him.
Holy shit!
And then,
Yes.
and then quicken spell and do it again.
Oh, slap and then backhand.
Do it again.
God damn.
Oh.
That's gonna be a miss.
What is it?
A 10.
10? All right, yeah. So the second one, his grease and blood on the fur slick, and you can't quite get a grip. But the other one, some damage.
And then bonus action, heal her. No. Healing word.
You just use your bonus action. You quit
That
the
was-
spell. That makes it a bonus
right,
action.
right.
Yeah. It is now the scarred woman's turn. Again, with her great weapon.
Give up, girl.
Goes in.
You're so cool.
Neg 5.
Yeah.
Misses. Neg 5 again.
Misses.
Hits.
Nah.
Yes.
Cheerleaders for this NPC that we don't even know.
She's got a big sword.
Yeah.
That's all
She's
I
got
need to know.
great weapon master.
23 points of damage with that blow. She has 20 strength, so.
Big slap. Wow. Hot.
All right, so she into the neck of Leo Red once more, sort of like carving in underneath the blood drenching her face as she does so. It is now Vivian's turn.
The one in front of me, what is it? How's he looking?
The one behind you? He's looking pretty good.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're launching an entire spell scroll at
All right,
him.
so you turn around again.
7, 11, 15, and oh god, math so fast. 18, 21, 24, 27, 29,
32.
Okay, so you watch as Vivian.
Plus 11. I didn't do plus 11 to the last ones.
Damn.
I did it! Oh no!
Because it's plus 1 per dart, so plus 11
No!
dart.
That's all right.
Wow, that
So,
really is an emotionally
You
upsetting
obliterate
situation. Oh,
this
cool.
man. As you turn around, the spell scroll, as one, you just keep walking forward as the spell bolt
And I
falls
do.
to the ground. Yes, and you can Grim Harvest.
You're like, don't eat the soul. I also like that shit.
Pulls out his tiny straw. Ah, 2 points. Woo! Wow, I can do so much now.
Make a sleight of hand check if you wish. Try and
Yeah.
conceal it. Okay.
Okay, so if anyone gets pissed off at me, I'll be like, I was gonna die.
Okay.
I'm trying to conceal me using inflict wounds.
Sleight of hand, that is a 19. Everyone else is engaged in bloody combat.
Well, the archer's best perception is 15. So you managed to.
Thank God, I didn't want him to be disappointed in me. I was just thirsty.
Vivian.
The bear.
I look up at him not doing anything except for maybe healing.
Leo
wounds.
Red is going to attempt to throw Vidar off of him.
Is Vidar making a roll?
Yes.
Then I'm going to use my Flash of Genius to add
Help
plus
him?
5.
Oh my
Let's
God.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Okay. So Leo Red rolled a 24. And let's see. How much?
Plus 5.
Plus 5.
Plus 5? Okay. Natural 20.
On
Didn't even need it.
On the athletics check. So as he tries to smack down on Vidar, you see Vidar throw the paw off. As a second action, Leo Red will turn at you and try and swipe out at you.
You're like, oh no. Oh my god. No.
I was just.
It's a 15 hit.
What rounds are?
Just use my reaction, yeah.
Okay.
Bro, Leo Red's like a Dark Souls boss, dude.
With his piercings and the brandings and the matted fur.
And how huge he is?
Yeah.
22 points of slashing damage as a massive claw rends across you. You spin around as it rends your flesh, blood gushing from the wounds. But you're still up. Okay. It is now Vidar's turn, and he will just continue to stab in to Leo Red. 17 plus 11, 28.
Fuck him up.
Big
Good shit.
10 plus 11, 21.
Fuck
Both
him
of those
up.
hit.
We love to see it. I only have one more scroll.
You guys cheering on for Vidar. What a sight.
Yeah, that's
I would
true.
like to live.
What
I
a
would
sight.
like us to not get executed at the hands of the queen. Well, at the behest of the queen.
Yeah. You can actually have conversations with elves. You can't have conversations with.
Yeah.
29 points of damage to Leo.
30 is like the magic number right now.
Yeah.
Can he?
So he just
die?
continues. His hair messy and covered his face, blood and dirt and grime smeared upon Vidar. You see him in his natural element.
I was born in this.
The mages now.
Pussies.
All 5 of them will aim for Vidar Learpost.
No.
Wait, I thought Vivian killed one.
No.
No. I killed
Not
one
even
of the
close.
fucking normal boys.
Oh, okay.
So he fails that one. Succeeds on that one.
Oh, my turn hasn't come by yet.
Succeeds on that one. Succeeds on that one. Fails on that one. So he failed 2. But he takes
has
half damage.
Half.
He does have half. Is that still going?
Yeah,
Okay. How long does that last?
it lasts.
Oh.
Wow.
I could die and it'll still be on there.
Wow.
Wow, okay. All right, artificers.
That's bananas.
It just lasts.
Oh, magical enchanted items are so precious, and artificers are like,
I worked hard for it. It vanishes after 5 days
okay.
if I die.
If you die.
If you die.
If Vidar goes down after this. There's a lot of damage. He hasn't been healed at all.
Shit. Keeps rolling. My man is still going?
It's 5. 5 mages. Is this archdruid like a pacifist? Is he not going to be like, eat my giant...
Half damage
And then
is 50 points.
Yikes.
And that's all of it. But only 2 of them are half-halved. So he takes a total of 34 points of damage.
Is he still up?
Yes.
Thank God.
290 HP. Vidar does. Okay. So, again, all of the lightning explodes atop Vidar, who seems to, at the power balance are erupting upon his back. Vidar, shaking now, but still very much alive. The Archdruid will look at Vivian.
You got an arcane focus for me, buddy? You got a spell book. Sorry, I hear this music so much.
I offer my assistance. All I can do. And he casts Polymorph on you. And changes you into...
A rat. Scurry away, little mouse.
Run, little drow. Be with your rat people.
He turns you into a giant alligator.
Yo, bitch!
Snap, snap.
Get him.
Let me pull up my new sheet. Oh, I have hit points, don't I?
Yes.
Oh, I got a hit point pool. Giant
Some good
alligator, 5e. I love that hit point pool. We love a druid. Can he get out of here? Because I don't want him to get hurt. He stresses me out. Look at multi-attack. Holy shit!
Yes. So you are now a giant crocodile, actually, just so you're aware.
Crocodile, not alligator?
Yes.
Oh, well, I have crocodile up.
Okay, sounds good.
Crocodile.
All right. So as he, you turn into a giant, 12-foot-long crocodile onto the
Do I
ground.
retain some form of awareness of...
Yes,
Okay, cool.
you do.
That's nice. I was like, do I gotta eat people now?
It is now the Tel'Dorai, and they battle amidst other battlegrounds within this area. There are tens of people that you do not see past the smoke and battling all around you. And then the warriors of Balnzar strike out once more. The one that is attacking you
Meet your maker.
stands out. 20 to hit.
Alright.
12 to hit.
No.
Okay. Oh my god.
+5 to still.
Oh my god.
guess 'cause of
You take 6 points of damage.
Oh!
Hellish Rebuke. So as he into your side, you stopping it as the blade goes into your palm. You Dex check.
That good old morning breath.
Yes. Was it Dex?
Yeah.
15.
Thank you. I thought that was
He takes
really
half damage.
funny.
Takes half damage. Okay.
I think I made a joke and he laughed. So I feel very good about it.
12.
12 points of damage. So he, again, his neck slit, dripping with viscous, thick blood. You, as he, the flames out of the slits.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nasu!
One of them, sorry, two of them now finished with the Tel'Darai, will run up to you and both of them attack twice. That one does not hit.
Nice.
That one doesn't hit either.
Nice.
So I'm gonna use other die. Okay, does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Does a 12 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
Yeah, I've got the Shield of Hera's Guard still in my thing, so I have 13 AC, not 12. So the second one doesn't hit. But I'm not wearing the buckler, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not wearing it. But it's in my
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
so I thought
yeah,
it was.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So you instead just take 13 points of damage from one of their axes,
Yikes.
coming in and slashing at your back.
Blood!
All right. It is now Osiren's turn.
Two of them in my face.
Disrespectful.
Are there any fallen Tel'Darai at my feet? Or
No,
like
not at your feet.
any falling I just want somebody's medal.
Not that you can see anywhere
Nothing
near.
to
Oh
see
no,
here.
no, no! The one that you killed had some chainmail underneath his shirt.
Okay, then I want to if I is he close enough just to grab without leaving there? Or do I have
He's
to
at
move?
this point he's 5 feet away from you.
Then we won't do that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna attack these guys then.
Okay.
No, that's right. You know a lot, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We're just attacking. We're just attacking.
Okay.
I forgot to do a thing. First attack. That's a 16.
That hits.
That's 9 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. Okay.
Yeah, just that. And then I'm gonna hit him again. 12.
Misses. So it.
Yeah.
I'm a giant crocodile. I'm having so much fun right now.
Snap.
Yeah, that's it. That's my.
That's your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, Nasu Fims. As that falls to the ground, you have another one off to your left that just seems to be having some trouble.
Attack his BJ.
Okay, yeah, with advantage because he seems to be impaired right now.
Was this still this turn? No, it was. Oh, you were being
Dirty
attacked.
20.
I was like, what?
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Snap.
5 points of damage.
Okay.
On my life. And then second attack, run his fade.
Okay, yeah.
Reroll that one.
Okay.
Definitely. It was like stacked on top of the other dice with the point facing up.
There we go. Okay, 21.
That hits.
He's like, I'm the cocked.
I was like, Jesus! It wasn't even like tilted.
What'd you roll?
2 points of damage.
All right. So you seemingly.
Yes!
I don't like this kink, okay?
I want to die.
Dagamar Skur, it is your turn.
Okay. First off, asking, Leo Red, is he considered a large creature or like ultra
Huge.
large? Okay. Then never mind that. I'm going to spend a first level spell slot to gain 2 sorcery points, and then I'm going to quicken spell, second level inflict wounds. That's what I'm going to do.
Just inflicting them wounds.
Okay, inflict them wounds, bro.
And that is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. Then that will be these two. Those two. That is 22 points of damage.
Holy shit! Yeah, so the skin now all around cracking, blood perforating all throughout the side of his body where you've turned his flesh into a desert at this point.
Perfect. And then, I'm going to use my glaive, and I'm going to do a trip attack, which won't trip him because he's huge, but expend 1 superiority die to add to the total. Oh, I don't have to do that right now. Okay, we're just going to roll to attack, which is a 24 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Or sorry, 22 to hit, but whatever. D10. 4 plus 2 plus 8. D8, sorry. 4 plus 2 plus 2. That was fucking bad. 8 points of damage.
Okay. 8 points of damage. Wow. All right. Is that it?
That is it, yes.
All right. So the scarred high elven individual, now drenched in blood.
Vidar! Are you ready? Yes!
She slides underneath with her giant sword.
Cut him in the ass!
Neg 5.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
Natural 19, that hits.
Yeah!
Natural 14, that hits. Both hits.
Good shit.
Fuck him up. Fuck him up. How cool would it have been for a crocodile?
So that's 49 points of damage. As she 40 what? 49.
Yikes.
Leo,
What's a D9?
Navel to taint.
Leo, all of the entrails fall from him as he falls to the ground, seemingly struggling to breathe.
Vidar Whomst? Who is this? Who is this new person?
The battle continues, though. The warriors of chaos seemingly losing ground as the Tel'Dorai triumph even after such a shocking surprise attack. The smoke now fully cleared, revealing the queen once more unharmed, and standing firmly over 4 of the warriors of chaos alone. Now, observing the situation at the edge of the area, Leo looking extremely badly wounded. Yet he continues, blood spilling from his wounds as both commanders of the Tel'Dorai, Dagamaris, and Osiren assail him. The warriors of chaos look unfazed as well, their eyes bloodshot, some of their jaws now hanging limply as blood spills from them, some cheeks ripped open, others with open wounds upon their abdomen, intestines puckering out slightly, though they simply hold them in and continue to fight. At this point, the Tel'Dorai do look to be wavering slightly, even in victory, as the warriors of Balanzar show nothing but ferocity and unbridled rage, even in defeat. Looking back towards the Archdruid, a few dead warriors of the chaos strewn around him, He appears to be dragging some of the elves out of the rubble now, their bodies limp. He falls to his knees, crying out in deep sorrow amidst the ongoing fighting. After a moment of weeping, he stands slowly, turning to the greater battle, and slams his gnarled root staff into the stone. The small ecosystem within the wooden claw shaking. You hear his booming voice echo out through the space. Enough! You see clouds brew in an instant over his head, blue lightning crackling as a massive stream of blue lightning streams out of the archdruid in an instant and creating a maelstrom of energy and clouds, sucking all the air in towards him. You all squint towards the light, the battle ceasing in an instant as he does this. Bits of shattered armor and stones seem to trickle in towards it. From the massive pillar of arcing lightning, you see a massive shape explode out of its center. Huge wings shoot out on either side. Dragon's wings, blue in coloration. The being screams out. Its body still contained within the pillar of lightning upon its back legs, only seeing its silhouette. Though as it screams, the lightning releases its energy, the maelstrom above dispersing in an instant, and a large shockwave explodes out in all directions, sending all the debris shooting outwards and knocking everyone on their backs. Shortly following that, a crashing reverberates as the titanic torso of an adult blue dragon braced by giant front limbs slams into the stone. You see before you a 15-foot tall and humongous blue dragon. You see horns that spiral out like a ram's head upon his head, as well as a singular thick spike protruding from its chin, much like a rhino's. Tufts of long, coarse hair sprout from its gaunt cheeks, spine shooting from its back of its bearded dragon-shaped head, as well as its eyes to appear to be sunken within thick cheekbones that act somewhat like armor. The eyes burning and crackling, bright blue and accented by yellow, consuming the blue pupil. The scales of the creature ripple underneath hundreds of pounds of muscle, and the underbelly shimmers a yellow hue. It stands there, shocking even the warriors of chaos into a state of submission, it seems. Each of the elves turns and kneels. Even Vidar bows his head. Now, off, Leo. Bows his head, putting his hand on his chest. Seeing this, you watch as the bloodied and beaten monstrosity that is Leo smirks slightly. You watch as he attempts to maw Vidar as he is distracted. Seeing this as well, the blue dragon turns swiftly, letting loose a gargantuan stream of lightning out of his form. You watch as the multiple arcs of blue lightning collide with the side of Leo, consuming him entirely, piling past and over him, and into the mages behind him. The smell of ozone permeates in the air, and the light too bright to look at directly. Though, as it dissipates, you look at the remnants of Leo Red. The charred remains of his lower half, human once more, still on fire and smoking. Only the upper parts of his waist and legs remaining. Vidar remains motionless, not having moved an inch, still bowing his head to the druid's new form. The dragon looks around, the warriors of chaos faltering, their eyes twitching, but their meaty hands gripping their elvish blades firmly. You're now out of combat. But
What the fuck is that?
no, you
Stab it.
turn back out.
Kill me.
However,
Stab it.
as the dragon looks around the room, as the elves kneel and bow to the archdruid, you feel the energy of the area shift. You feel your rage, your fervor, and your hate drain from you. You see the eyes of those around you relax a bit, and you suddenly feel drained, tired, your emotions running from you like a stream of water. You watch as the warriors of chaos's eyes stop twitching, their knees growing weak, and the rage within their face diminish. You watch as the dragon's eyes loosen and its stance relax, and you watch as Vidar looks up, eyes wide in fear, looking around rapidly. seemingly struggling against the sudden bout of lethargy. You see all the elves still bowing, their eyes half-lidded and their stance loosened. Vidar yells out, face warped in fear, "Enorum Talgias Advartuk!" And in that moment, the rage in the room exists once more. The warriors of chaos scream louder. Blood! The elves stand swiftly and begin battling with renewed vigor. The dragon begins to spew lightning at the mages in the periphery, and they begin to shoot more smaller bouts of red lightning back at it. All of it shattering all around you. You see those wounded stand, holding their wounds, and commence fighting once more. You see those previously unconscious from the initial ambush stand and search for weapons to use. You see chaos. You feel rage building within your own heart, energy flowing through you and coating your mind, looking for enemies to slaughter, the clashing of swords and stone all around you. Time slows. You hear a large crash as the door in the area explodes with a red flash of light. You look back to see a large man, around 6'2", walk through the door, suspenders firmly pressed against his meaty shoulders.
Damn it.
His form is very large, his pecs large as melons and covered in curly black hair that protrudes past the suspenders that hold his shabby denim striped pants aloft. His arms are just as meaty, incredibly thick and dripping with sweat. His face is covered with a metallic mask in the form of a smiling elf. Though thick black and curly mutton chops still protrude from the sides, his skin sheens and his hair is matted with sweat. He appears unfazed by everything around him, walking forward slowly and with confidence, his arms swinging slowly back and forth as he walks in the open space. Vidar screams out to his lethargic elves, still kneeling as he charges forward alone, towards the man who flicks his wrist towards already weakened Vidar, blasting him backwards with a burst of orange and red lightning, the heat reaching you even here. Vidar's smoking body flying. Everyone else appears preoccupied, battling on the periphery, all except the queen, who is revealed once more as the blue dragon charges towards the mages on the edge of the space. The queen's face stern, staring directly at the man who approaches. They approach each other. In the space, battle raging all around. All you can do is sit and watch. He continues, taking off his mask. You see Titus Mirkwood. Orange eyes glowing above gaunt cheeks. They continue to walk towards each other. And as he begins to speak, the elf as a massive beam of moon-like energy shoots down from one of the branches of Terradosia. Time slows even more. The energy wafting out into the space. Light permeating everything. But you see some skin, unfazed, breach the energy. Face of Titus Mirkwood, push through. And a hand reach out. As a massive bout of lightning, the size of an entire city, fills your entire periphery, arcing out towards Terradosia, licking its ridges. You see Titus as the lightning still comes to the queen ashes.
Oh my fucking.
Oh gosh. Well, guys, TPK. Wow.
And he looks towards all of you. And that's where we're gonna end it.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
All right. And that's where we're going to pick it up next week. Saturday at 6 p.m. Thank you for joining us for the end of the Crête de la arc. We'll see you then.
Love you, bye.
Woo!
Bye.